I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. Just fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, I'm on the first one here, people. And look it, I'm on vacation. Not really. But.
Because I was watching it on my bigger screen and it's on delay.
I actually really like that intro. And I'm sitting there watching the bomb go, wow. And then I forget, and then I'm looking at the time going, oh, shoot, better get ready for the live.
You're lagging a little bit, Sonny.
Am I? Oh,
just like a hair.
Let me try this one.
It's just a hair, just slightly.
Is it like this hair or this hair?
Yeah, the one on the left.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. 99 people. Let's make it 100. Can't talk till we get 100. It's 99. One more. Sorry, Louie. Can't talk until we get 100.
Let me here.
Oh, 102. There we go.
There we go.
Or happy Friday, everybody.
Hey,
Friday already?
Yeah, you know what? I totally forget that it's I lose track of my days. Who is Leigh Kerr? We'll be getting into that shortly about Leigh Kerr. And you're spelling it wrong. It's Leigh and then Kerr. And so,
Leigh Kerr.
Leigh Kerr, yeah. Big ol' Leigh Kerr. So yeah, we'll get into that in just a bit here.
I'm just so happy to see Adam and that he hasn't been blown away by the hurricane.
Oh yeah, I know. I was watching some of that stuff going on out there.
Thank you, Marta.
All right, Marta. We're gonna do this. Louie. Where's your lip gloss?
Louie.
Oh, I know. Now he's got Lou, aka what was it? Also known as Dizzle Jizzle. That was an earlier conversation. And I was with my husband. I'm sitting there talking to Louie, and I'm texting him back, and said, "Pretty soon we're gonna name you just like what's his name? Elon Musk kid, XYZ, Q to the R to the Z to the universe to the
4.0.
Yeah. All right, Deb, do you want to give some shout outs quickly?
Oh, I guess so.
Fine.
Hey, Lisa, Crimezilla, how are you? Metal Mama Michelle, Jill Mosier, Purdue RN in the house. I'm going to see her soon. Remy Stuff. Charlie's Girl. I'm going to also see Daisy on Monday. I'm so excited. Joan,
oh, really?
Lisa. Yeah. Hey, Aussie.
Deb's out there with the meet and greets.
I'm telling you. Sloopy. Hey, Sloopy.
Hey, Sloopy.
I'm hoping someday I'll get to meet Sloopy. I mean, we're so close, right? Lakeside Justice, Christine or Kristen Joy. I think it's Christine. Is that Freckle Joy? Is that who that is? I can't. The picture's too small. D. Ashley, Lake Michigan, Jan Brubaker, Rainy Days.
Let's see her.
Wanda from Missouri. Callie, Ray Jones. Hey, Ray. Hey, Ray. Deborah Young. Hi, Deborah. I like your name. Never Silent, our chief mod in the house. Tammy 77. Jacqueline Keeley. Man, the list goes on. I plead the fifth. I love the name. I plead the fifth. Marta is here. Thank you so much for that super chat. Streamlabs is here. Honeybee. Hey, Honeybee.
And we'll be doing
you. Crimezilla, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. We got a gloss to that. She survived Ian. All right, girl. I'm so happy for you. So did my parents.
I'm gonna
So far.
unicorn it. I'm gonna unicorn
Unsolved,
it.
unsolved crimes.
Louie,
And
I don't see you with your glove.
oh my gosh, that is crime and shame, ladies in the house. T-Bone. Hey, T-Bone.
Yeah.
And Maureen McMame. I like it. Yukio. Hey, how are you?
Hey, Yuki.
Yeah.
Aussie. Hey, Aussie.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're caught up.
If some of us don't know why we gloss, it just so you know, go ahead, Deb. You tell them why we gloss.
Because we don't gloss over the truth.
Don't gloss over the truth.
Hey, Teresa.
Yep. So
it's Adam's fault. He started it all.
I did. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just so disappointed that Lou doesn't have his CarMax with him today.
Hey, TTM fangirl.
Mm. Yeah.
I know. Like, where's your CarMax, dude? You know who we are.
Let me just make sure.
You're gonna hang out with the Paw Patrol here. Or the Scooby-Doo Patrol. Hey, Bird Blue.
Oh, there it is.
And Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
Madam Mama, I'm not vetted yet, so I don't have privileges.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hit that thumbs up, guys, when you come in, please.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. If you guys could do that. Don't forget, please be respectful while you're in here. I know that most, like 99.9% of you guys always are. But then there's that one little birdie that always has to, come in here and want to chirp. So let's see.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Yeah.
Speaking of chirping.
Yeah. No. Okay. Go ahead.
So
go for it.
I know that Kagan got his chirping device back, and he already ran his account down from $25 this morning to $4 this evening.
Darn it all.
Apparently, part of that chirping was to Frank Meister.
Yeah.
A little bit. You know what? I'm just disappointed that he didn't chirp me back. But
well,
you know what?
I don't know if I would have chirped you back either with what you said.
Yeah.
But you know what? So I'm just going to play a quick video. Then we'll get into the rest of the live. We're going to talk about Leigh Kerr 2.0. Leigh Kerr's back around. So if anyone doesn't know who Leigh Kerr is, we'll get into that again. And then Lewis here is also, we're going to talk about something about possibly a reason why it did take 5 weeks for that search to happen. It's a strong possibility, right? Because all those different technology that's out there nowadays, and we'll get into that. Yeah.
That's because on the other shows, we didn't really go deep into some of the stuff I brought up. I know a lot of people questioned it. So I can actually give some real information tonight that backs up why things could happen the way they happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Did I send that to myself?
Hey, sees through.
Ian is asking Frank. Well, Frank turned him down, though. Okay? Let's get that straight. Okay? Frank turned him down.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be back in a couple of minutes here. Going to play that video really quick, and then we'll be right back. Okay? It's a very important one, by the way.
The balance on the phone or chirping. And what is the inmate's name? Klein. The balance is $4.10. $4.10.
Okay, you guys, this is Sunny from It's a Crime and Shame, and there's been a lot going on today, and sometimes these small things, they're bigger than the bigger things. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. Well, you are now, obviously, but Kagan only has $4.10 left, and I don't know. I don't know what life Lilith must be going through. I don't know. I'm speechless because, I'm taught to care about people, and I'm just thinking about how her heart must be breaking right now. And I don't know. She's probably scraping. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's like collecting bottles or something like that, to gather some money together. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like we should help her. I feel like two lovers have been ripped apart, and it just seems so wrong. And I don't know. I just feel really like my heart is got these emotions going on, and I feel like we should say a prayer, like Jenny. Um, I don't know, like, come Lord Jesus, be our guest. Let these fools to us be blessed, amen. Something like that. I don't know. You guys. When I heard this news today, though, honestly, I've been wiped out all day thinking about it. And I just feel like we should do something. And I'm not sure what that is, but I feel like a tribute video maybe in their honor. Because you guys know I love to make tribute videos, right? I mean, and they have to be for a great purpose, or else I don't really like doing them too much. So, I don't know. I'm just at a loss, to be honest with you today. Like, I've cried, and it doesn't look like I've cried, but I have, okay? Because this hurt me so deeply. Anyways, let's carry on with the life. I have actually a little bit more to say, because I just feel really guilty, like, that we're here while he's in there. And honestly, I was just like, I bet you wish those bars. And I texted him saying this too, just so you know, okay? Because I don't want you to twist this around, because I said this, that I wish that you bet that those bars were chocolate bars. I said it, and I'm going to admit to it. I just feel so badly that those two are like apart from each other. There's nothing that's just a cold. It's actually not me sniffling, okay? Yeah. I know you guys feel as bad as I do. Freedom, let it sing, let it ring. Let us rejoice in the whole world of reckoning, or whatever it is. Anyways, it's been a long day. And the little chirps. I mean, how did you guys even go on? It must have been so hard. Little chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp. I don't honestly know how you went on. I don't get it. I wouldn't have survived this. It would have been detrimental to everything I've known in life. And chirp. Chirp, chirp. That's sniffles still. It's still cold. It's not. I'm not crying. But I care. I feel like care rhymes with underwear. And underwear matches socks. And it just feels like it all goes together, Okay, I gotta end this video before I do start crying. Okay, guys. At the end of the day, I'd rather have this guy. Right. Are you guys as sad as I was, too?
I hope people understand that was a joke. If somebody was like answering very seriously.
Well, you know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to release tomorrow on Facebook how she lost her love interest connection on there.
Yeah.
She's put out so many great videos about me. I never twisted nothing around. And, like I said, I had some meaningful conversations with him today, but he didn't message me back. Frank, I'm jealous. Seriously, Frank, he messages you back over me. Whatever. Anyways, that was worth it. I loved it. Thank you.
Very good laugh.
I just didn't help it. I was like, someone takes 10 stabs. Why not going in there? Throwing in there. Enjoy that wife, Liz, because I know you're in here right now. Makes it even better, to be honest with you. Anyways, thanks, guys. Next act later on. No, just kidding. Okay.
Hey, Mel.
Mel.
Mel's here.
Mel in the house.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. All right. Yeah, nothing. We're just innocent in here, Twilight. Nothing went on at all. Look away. Nothing's going on.
What?
Sorry, I started to say something and then I stopped.
Why?
Thanks, Kelly, for the super chat, by the way.
That's I was going to say.
Yeah.
You decided you better not say it.
Well, I thought I didn't want to interrupt.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So let's all be serious now. Okay. Fun time's over.
I did get an update on another inmate in the Indiana system right now.
Okay.
So just so you know, I spoke to someone who spoke to Anthony Greeno today.
Oh.
And he is vehemently denying all of his allegations. And his court date was rescheduled from Wednesday until October 4th. And a little fun fact, he's working on a screenplay.
How is
it?
So let me guess. It was his twin unknown brother who came out of the woodwork, and it's been him all the time, and he's taking the rap. So please donate to have the DNA test done.
He just doesn't understand why all of these people would say these things about him that aren't true.
Is that screenplay entitled "Greeno is the New Black"?
Right.
Orange is the new black.
I just thought I would share the information.
I know. I don't understand. I think we have him pegged all wrong. I think that we just got him pegged all wrong. He's this great guy, never has hurt anyone.
Did you just say he was pegged wrong while he was in there?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, so that's hilarious too. Thank you. That was so. What's the screenplay like? Do you know what it's all any about? Or yes, you do, don't you?
You'll just have to wait.
Yeah.
Prison life.
Yeah. It's just.
I thought the title was "Why Me? Why Me?"
Why me?
Cry me a river.
Well, I'm just passing on information. So.
Yeah. That's just.
That's interesting and funny.
Isn't it weird that this stuff's actually real? Like, you know what I mean? Like that these people exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just feel like you're.
That's the problem with Delphi. You look into this case, and there's so many odd characters that just fit where they shouldn't fit. You couldn't make a play or a movie up this complicated.
It's just, I mean, I know it's cliche, but you just can't make this shit up. And it's, you just sit there and go, yeah, 90 days in. Oh, he's got a lot more than that. And you could just imagine like Keggy, right? Keggy, oh my god, I got my tripping device back. Who can I message? Come on. Oh, Oh, sorry, Lilith. Only got like a minute left for you. Oh,
right. And would your first message, be straight to the person that and would your first message be, I know you've been telling Murder Sheets everything. Or Murder Sheet. I'm sorry, it's singular.
Yeah, I know. I always say Murder Sheets as well too on there, but it's just most ridiculous stuff. But it's just honestly, you just really can't believe that.
To be continued.
Yeah.
And who's chirping now?
Yeah, who's chirping? Well, what gets me is if anyone doesn't know who Greeno is, Anthony Greeno, he was a YouTube creator. He's a YouTube creator, con man, abuser, loser, all these different things. But all you have to do, people, is search his name and you will find a plethora of information.
You can, yeah. Or you can go straight to Cold Truth, our friend Mel's channel, Cold Truth, and she's done a comprehensive series on his crime.
Yeah. Do you know the most heartbreaking
really good one
part of this whole story? The most heartbreaking part of this whole story is you're not hearing anything about Greeno getting any chirps. Where did his fan base go? They're not chirping him.
Well, he's got one.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you don't see it being plastered all over the place. He must feel hurt and left out. You need to make a new video for him. How bad you feel about him being left out?
Oh, I've done a few videos in the past. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to find where I am there. But yeah, victims, these poor victims. How did they manage to get in those binds? I don't know. But one thing I did want to show before we move on with Leigh Kerr and stuff is I wanted just to share this one thing if I could, and it's about the letter. And sorry, Alexa. She couldn't do this Friday. I'm not sure when she's going to be on next. She said maybe Sunday or
I hope so.
Next. Hey.
I hope so.
Yeah. Alexa, if you're watching right now and you're not at the movies, yes, we loved last time, and we're especially looking forward to this time. Absolutely.
And she's got me like now every time I see somebody's handwriting, I'm like looking for those little.
You should look at my O's.
The hooks and the closed ends.
Yeah.
I was practicing my O's. Yeah, I was practicing my O's on Wednesday night while we were live. I was like, how do I write my O's?
I know.
I know. Isn't it? It's so funny, Ray. All those people that try to discredit, are the same people that are sitting behind bars or they got their own criminal records going on. That's what I love the most. I find it just so hypocritical, laughable, though, that the people that are trying to discredit, the people that's typically sitting behind the bars, the people that are hiding behind fake accounts, whether it's like a person like a Jess Talley from a Facebook group that, emails me and stuff like that, or tries to threaten me behind like emails and stuff like that. But that's not a real account, and stuff. And it makes me cowards. Wife Lilith, turning off all your comments on your videos, you coward. Literally, you are the coward, you people. Everyone that hides. Do you ever see me hiding or using fake accounts anywhere? No. Deb, Adam, no. There is
no.
Right?
No.
So tell me who's the joke here. So I just find it so laughable. It's just like I just literally want to belly laugh on that. But anyways, going back to Kagan.
Before you change, we have to point out, I think you're the only person out there that's not changed their opinion from day one.
I have never.
You've stuck to your morals. You know what you think, and you stand behind it, whether people think it's right or wrong. You won't be swayed until there's proof.
You know what? And that's just the bottom line is, but that's correct. I have not changed my path. Anyway, it actually added to the same path when Kagan Klein stuff came out. But the thing is that for the storyline, I'm definitely willing to look a different way because it's just what has produced the most to look at. So why it's like anyone, right? Why would you? If you have some good solid stuff, like unless something can sway you the other way, and it's not like something's not swaying me to look at something for the storyline a different way, because as I've been looking at the crime scene photos, like you guys know, and stuff like that, I'm like, is this like the revenge, I'm thinking about, that I've thought about for so long, or is it, just more really about the whole child porn, big old mess there. Just ridiculous, to be honest. But, go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just curious. I'm excited to get to what's on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So,
but anyway, you take your time.
Yeah. So this is what bugged me. Okay. So, read the whole 12-page letter. Thank you so much, to person, for sharing that with us and with Lexa, so that she can go through it. But what I found very, very interesting, there was a couple things, but the one thing that stood out probably the most to me in all of this is that Kegan Kline is someone who can actually write a letter, and as you can see in front of you, and if I look at his words, almost 90 whatever 8% of them, the words are spelled correctly. Except for the word murder. So I think that one stood out to me, because I'm reading the whole letter, 12 pages, people, and I'm just like, oh, that's funny. Murdered on the Oriental Express, and he writes murd. Out of all the words in the whole 12 pages.
The misspelled.
Yeah.
Tell me that that's not one of those guilty knowledge there, where do you know what I mean? It's almost like you can't spell it. You purposely, he's using the word murd, almost like, hey, I'm murd, like, as if it's some sort of abbreviation for murdered. But you didn't do that on anything else. But yet you spelled murd here. So that stood out to me very much about the whole thing. Like I said, if anyone ever read it, don't you think you guys?
It's almost like a reverse Freudian slip.
Yeah. Someone that just couldn't spell the word murdered, but knows how to spell, because every other word is perfectly fine, but that word.
Now, he had several misspelled, but that was a weird one.
But that was, yeah.
Like, hey, Miss Dog Lover, member of 2 months.
Thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
Yeah, that was a really bizarre word to misspell. And it's almost like, was it subconsciously, or did he do it consciously to try to, in his mind, is think, look, he couldn't even spell the word, much less do it.
Yeah. Just Nicole, if anyone's having this issue and they like to watch the lives and they're not getting notifications, usually when you've joined other people's channels or subscribed to them and stuff like that, after a while, it's almost like you have to unsubscribe, then resubscribe to start getting the notifications again, because that even happens with me, because it's like an algorithm thing or whatever. So
you have to hit that bell. Make sure don't just subscribe, hit the bell, because the bell is what gives you the alerts.
Yeah. So make sure you do that. And if anyone that's any others, 209 people watching at the moment, if you guys could just hit that like for us, that would be great.
Just a tidbit, if you're watching this on your phone and it shows the live chat below, you don't have the options to touch those. So if you hit the X next to live chat, then you can actually go in there, like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and then just turn live chat right back on, and you won't miss anything.
See, look at this is our technology man now. Okay. Whenever we want to have someone that knows his shit. Thank you, Louis.
Well, I know that you guys don't see that, because I don't see it either when I'm on here, but when I go to my other device and I actually open up the show while it's live, I noticed that was an issue. So I'm sure that there's more than just me that realized that was the issue, and the fix is just hit the X, do all three, and then hit live again.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to hit stop screen to this, guys, and then I'm going to share the other thing that we're going to move on to talk about here. Okay, who wants to? Kind of think here. Okay, Deb, you know what? Let's go through each of us right now. To be honest, I'm going to pull up Leigh Kerr Sorry, I'm going to pull up Joe David Wampler. One of this message, okay? Okay. Who wants to go first about their recollection of Leigh Kerr when you guys first heard about it? Who wants to start first? Adam or Louis?
Go ahead, Adam.
I don't honestly remember when I first heard about it. I mean, I guess when it came out.
Well, what do you remember, Adam, about like what you had heard or what you knew about it? Anything really, or?
Well, I'll jump in then while they get their thoughts together. The post that you put up on the screen here, I remember when that actually happened, and the sentence structure was so close to the question and answer that Leigh Kerr was putting out that it's hard to deny that it's the same author.
Right.
That was my gut call when I saw that post.
Okay.
Just the first line. I don't feel I should disclose that.
And not only that, but if you actually read, go down through the rest of it, it was actually answered again underneath Leigh Kerr in that same post, because Erica Fox was a very common person that kept asking questions. Actually,
she was active during that Q&A.
Yeah, the Fox name is a very prominent name around the whole Indiana area. I see it all the time. Not to say that Foxes are involved with anything, but that name I see all the time. It drives me crazy. Fox, this Fox. Cox and Fox. Cox as in COX, by the way. But go ahead, Deb. Deb, what do you remember about it?
I remember just reading it and thinking that part of it did not stand out to me as truthful, and part of it did, and thinking it was probably someone who knew something, maybe a police officer's spouse or a minister. You know, I don't know. None of it really. Ooh.
Thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
Thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
Thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
We'll get back to that one in
That's
just
kind
a bit.
of a hard question. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting question.
I was gonna say, because this has been a couple years ago now, almost, right? I remember it wasn't too long that I was into Delphi, and I was, and then within a couple of months, I remember hearing about this whole Leigh Kerr thing. And the first thing I remember hearing, or even really hearing, was about this Joe David Wampler. That basically he was in a Facebook group. He made a post, but he accidentally made it underneath of his name, and then he quickly switched it back to Leigh Kerr. And that, and I'm not going to mention the other name that was tied to that, just because I've asked her and she said no. But so regardless, it was said that the wife of a preacher man, which Joe David Wampler is a pastor. And it was his wife did, and this is true, you can look it up yourself. His wife worked in the county clerk's office. Was it, Deb? Is that the right way to say it? County court's office thing.
Yeah.
And it was said that she came across information, certain information. And so it was said that that whether it was her answering or whatever. Now, Joe David Wampler's wife has since passed away, sadly. And the whole point is that what was said was that she wanted to bring forth the information because something about being frustrated with Delphi, and she wanted the truth to come out. And so hence
I thought the story was that she had cancer and was going to pass away, and she wanted the crime to be solved before that happened.
It's basically same thing. Yeah, exactly. Tit for tat a little bit there, but yes, Deb, that was basically the gist of it. And then now between then to now, I've heard that Mr. what's his name, Resurrection Jesus guy. I've heard this guy
True Crime Jesus.
True Crime Jesus. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. True Crime Jesus. I've heard that Matt Sullivan's behind the Leigh Kerr account. I've heard that this guy Jordan McCoy or whatever it was is behind this account. I don't buy any of it. I'm going to stick with what originally happened right when I came to Delphi within a couple months, because I remember as fast as it came. And that's why this is here. That's exactly why you're seeing Joe David Wampler in front of you to me. So whether or not people want to believe this or not, this is my personal opinion, and I think you said so too, Louis, is that Joe David Wampler was the one that was said. This is the person that was screenshotted. As you can see, Joe David Wampler is answering just like he did or she did, whichever one was doing the writing or whatever.
It's hard to deny that it's not more than likely that he was the original person posting his Leigh Kerr.
It's the same. It's the same style. It's kind of like with Kagan Klein's phones, how they deemed that there was two people. Same thing.
Yes.
I don't feel like I should disclose that is what Leigh Kerr said all the time. You know, just in that first sentence there. So,
and also it's too close to the Q&A. I mean, it was in a post right below that. It's not like somebody had time to go and structure a sentence to match and then post something later. This was an off the cuff. I'm responding. And there's some reasoning to excuse that, and it does hold a little water. But once again, I use that 51% rule, and it's more than 50% that it would have to be the same person. Now, has that person changed since then? And you've got other people doing the posting? Possibly. But back then, the original, it just matches up too close.
Well, I'm going to say this too. So I kind of ignored the whole Leigh Kerr thing. Then one day, you know, everybody's still buzzing about it. It was a big buzz. And so I decided I'm going to go read all these freaking things on Reddit. And I'm going to go read all these questions and answers. And as I was reading them all, this was what I personally determined myself. That this person, if they did have information, their information was them using information, if they had any, and they were inserting their own opinions, who they thought the BG was. That's where Leigh Kerr went wrong, is because they were putting the BG to a certain person, and that person, they were wrong. And so it became to me like, if I can't believe this or this, then I don't believe any of it really. So the gist of what I read was just, if somebody did have information, so like I was going, well, this could be a guess, but the important questions weren't really answered. I chunk it down to, at the end of the day, if this person had any knowledge, it was very limited, and they were so off base on their actual answers. I threw it to the garbage bin where it belonged.
Can I read that? Can I read this comment I just put on the screen? Queen says, Aspen, you're so sexy, I can't stand it anymore.
I don't even know why the rest of us are here, to be honest.
I know.
Thank you.
It's a black hat.
I'll take it. Thank you.
You know, I mean, in all fairness. Oh, what the heck did I just do?
What happened, Sonny?
I have no idea. Adam, I don't know how to do it because I don't do it right because I was whoa, no, get off. You know how when you make one person pop out? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't play with it enough. You know what, Adam? I'll agree. You know, you're the sexiest one on this panel. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, hi. Anybody else need a turn? Hi. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lilith, are you watching? Just to make sure. Yeah.
Should never have let me in StreamYard.
Yeah. Oh my God. See, I don't know if that's a backhanded compliment or not. Because Sonny, I think you're beautiful, not sexy. My husband would beg to differ with you. All right. I have been called sexy more times than beautiful, by the way. Okay. That's a backhanded compliment.
Miss Thing says Adam is a total smoke show.
Y'all are gonna. I'm already blushing, probably.
You know, we try to save that talk for the end of the show, to be honest. Can't be serious about Leigh Kerr here. I just want to see what who just said here. My thing with Leigh Kerr being Wampler is that some of the stuff Leigh Kerr put out is not the same as what Wampler has told me in person. Yeah, not sure. All I know is that if I'm going to believe that anyone is Leigh Kerr, it's going to be that Wampler guy, just because I remember when it exactly happened and that screenshot. So who knows? Who knows? At the end of the day, whoops, hey, my screen.
What happened there?
There. I have to get my screen back. At the end of the day, there's a famous saying. So we'll pull up the screenshots. Distractions. Get out of here. Distraction. Only works fans.
Who does?
Yeah, so let me pull up the recent comments, okay? So
yeah, I've not actually read them. I was waiting so we were going to go over them tonight. I wanted to see them for the first time.
So yeah, Leigh Kerr. Well, you know what? So before we get doing that, Miss Dog Lover, she had said, I just want to go back to her super chat up here because she said, I'm really on GK and his associates track. Interesting that he said he didn't know AG, but when he told he's from Delphi, Garrett Kurt said he's not. He's from California. Oh, yeah, he's like a kid in Klein, you know. You have to, like, it's like, oh, what shit do I believe, you know, because they're both so full of it. But there's truth between both of them, right? There's truth in there. And it's just a matter of going, okay, when are you lying and when are you not? But it's kind of easy to see, to be honest with you, sometimes with people, because, you know, I think that what I find hilarious about Garrett Kurtz, though, Miss Dog Lover, was that Garrett Kurtz totally believes that he was this person that likes to tell the truth. You know, I don't know in what planet that was on, but it just made me laugh so hard. But yeah, so stay on that track. It's a good track to be on. But we're gonna pull up those leaker things now and we'll come back to that. Okay, so let me go over to Messenger here. I'm gonna go to Louie. Okay, are they in order, Louie? I think so.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could chop off the bubble on top. I couldn't get back in to get a new set, but
okay. Well, let me just.
That kept popping up every time I tried taking a shot earlier today.
No problem. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I did send them in order. That way, you didn't have to organize them.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and I'm gonna download this one as well. There's another case going on as well that maybe we'll touch base on with this, Chris Underwood and this Vincent Ramos guy as well. So let me just come back out of here. I'm just going to bring him into my other program just so I can bring them closer. Okay. And there we go. I'm just loading them up. Hope they loaded up in order. Doesn't matter really, to be honest with you. Okay. Okay. So, there we go. StreamYard. I'm going to share screen. Probably going to pull us off the screen in a sec as I share it, just so that it just makes it easier to do that. Okay. And window. There we go. Okay. One sec, guys. And let me just come back here. This is where you really definitely need two screens sometimes. Okay, take this off. Whoop, take that off. And then we'll bring it in closer. Just 1 second. Okay. So, go ahead, Lou, read the first one.
No, that's
let's
not
see.
what I've started out with at all. I have. Interesting.
Okay, hold on. Is it? Sorry, no, this one here.
Yeah, the second page there.
This is the order that.
Yeah, are the Kleins and Ron Logan cleared?
Yeah.
Which one are you at?
The second page I sent you is where the questions start.
This
It's
one?
up
The
now.
first page was just showing where it was coming from.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys all see that? Because I'm not looking at the screen right now.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can do it a little bit more if you like. Okay. Okay. So go ahead. Somebody read.
Sure. Are the Kleins and Ron Logan cleared? And the answer to that was no. And then any connection between them prior to 2/13/17? No clear connection has been established and verified at this point. Is BG the killer? I believe so, but that is only conjecture on my part. Things have somehow become more convoluted than ever. And I do want to make a comment here. These answers seem to be similar to the original Leigh Kerr answers, but not the same. I don't think this is the same person that's responding.
I don't, you know what, same. Because this one felt like they were interjecting their opinion more so.
Yeah.
Than the original.
Even the sentence structure makes me think that it's somebody that's trying to copy the original, but doesn't have the proper grammar or words to insert to make it the same.
I'm going to agree, to be honest.
I agree. From what I read, so just what I'm looking at so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that when I read that today, that was my first reason for getting hold of you and sending it, is because I do think that there was a change of guard early on. And the last set of leaker stuff before this also, I think is either one or a group of people that took over mainly because the original being outed. That's my thoughts on the process there.
I feel like this person leakered 2.0 that I called him.
That's a good term.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want me to continue?
Yeah, do this one and then Deb can do the next one and you guys can go.
Can you elaborate? Convoluted due to KK recent admissions potentially? And the answer to that is that has certainly contributed to yes. Are answers coming soon? Some certainly, but those answers keep leading to new questions, unfortunately. When authorities begin to revisit the Anthony Shots accounts and discovered things that had missed before, I posted on Reddit that I was increasingly confident the case would be solved. I did so just over a month prior to the Anthony Shots release. Question: is KK the one that you told us Leigh felt was the suspect? However, you did not agree with. Answer: I now feel comfortable confirming Keegan Klein was not the suspect I referred to in the initial posts. Question: was the search in Peru related to the girls? Did they find anything? And then the answer to that one, I'll go to the next screenshot. The search of the Wabash was absolutely related to the homicides of Abigail and Liberty. I do not feel comfortable answering your follow-up question at this time. My apologies. And I have to say right there, that is one of the most telling answers that tells me it's not the same person.
Right.
There's way too much into those sentences that I'm confident it's not the same response.
Deb?
All right. Question: was the search in Peru related to the girls? Did they find anything? The answer: the search of the Wabash was absolutely related to the homicides of Abigail and Liberty. I do not feel comfortable answering your follow-up question at this time. My apologies. Question: are we close at all? Answer: yes. Question: is KKBG? Is TKBG? A: I don't feel comfortable answering these questions. My apologies. Question: do you believe an arrest is imminent? Answer: no. Question: what, if anything, is the importance of the Marathon gas station in this case? Answer: the information released by the murder sheet about the Marathon gas station was factual. In addition, an individual claimed they witnessed something that may have been suspicious occurring there. Question: how many crazy leads has KK created now that will exhaust investigative resources? Do you believe the current investigative efforts are going to yield any fruit? Is the murder weapon that unique that it can easily be discerned? Answer: it's not possible for me to answer your first question until the leads have been thoroughly investigated. They have already bore fruit. I believe they'll come to do so or continue to do so, but that is conjecture on my part. I do not think the murder weapon being unique will play a relevant factor.
Okay, I'm just going to go to bring up the next one again. Adam?
Deb, do you want to finish the answer part of that one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the next page.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it will create advancements either way. Any truthful information Keegan Klein has given has been interwoven with lies. Authorities will continue to investigate every lead to discern what is factual information.
Go have some water, Deb.
He seems to be... Seriously, I can't... Let somebody else finish it.
He seems to be taking a break from questions now. I'll update if he comes back. Also, so many people are just being rude. If they don't trust LK, why not just ignore them? Wading through nonsense was dull. See, that statement right there, that makes me feel like it's not Leigh Kerr, the original one, especially.
Right. Actually, that statement was from the person in Reddit that was screenshotting the conversation. Okay. Yeah. He then continued once Leigh Kerr came back on to the Facebook page.
So more. Question. Do you think Tony Klein sold catfish cell phones to perverts around Indiana and Vegas? Answer. There's currently no evidence that he was selling devices for that purpose. 928 PST comments turned off. Catching up with Q&A I missed. Question. Was Kagan the reason for the river search? Answer. Yes, Keegan Klein was one of the factors that led to the search of the Wabash. Question. Do you believe 2 or more people were involved? Answer. Previously, it was believed to be unlikely, and I shared that belief. Currently, I think the evidence is pointing towards more than one individual being involved to be the case. Question. May I ask why you like to peek into web sleuth social media arena on Delphi when things get hot? I'm desperate for this case to be solved, and I hope we are getting...
One sec, Adam.
Closer.
If you go the next screenshot, that question's all in one.
Yeah, answer. I've answered in the past about my various reasons for lingering when I never had any intention of doing so originally. You may not have seen those reasons, so I will be happy to clarify later if you request. To add to my prior answers to similar questions, I've opted to participate prior to new information being imminently released and to discuss that information when time has allowed me to do so.
Okay, I'll do this one now. We were looking for the murder weapon in the Wabash River this past 5 weeks or so. Or were we? Yeah. And the answer was yes. Question. Give me what you got on Ron Logan, please. Answer. Personally, I think the warrant depicted a pretty clear picture of his movements that day and why they so heavily suspected him. If you'd like to ask something specific about him, I will be happy or more than happy to answer if, as always, but can safely do so. Okay, that was just a thing. Question, Jordan. So someone literally says Jordan, right? To that Jordan guy that says that they're Leigh Kerr. Do you have any other information on the YGS? Did any of your opinion change after the Klein information came out? Or rather, what do you know and understand of this case, I should say? Albeit somewhat vague, my original answers pertaining to the YGS were accurate. I'm unsure why people find my response so hard to believe based on what has been intentionally said publicly and what can be gleaned from what has accidentally been said publicly by authorities addressing it. And then this should be the last one there, Lewis.
Sure. A question. Are answers coming soon? Answer, sure. But when authorities begin to revisit the Anthony Shots account and discovered things they had missed before, I posted on Reddit that I was increasingly confident that the case would be solved. I did so just over a month prior to the Anthony Shots release. And then that was finished to the best of my ability.
Okay.
That would be the last one, yeah.
Yeah, these are just comments, a couple comments that came with it. Okay. All right. So let me come back over to the screen. And here we'll do it like this. Yeah. So I need to check. Yeah, I'll check my messenger. I'll be right back then. Give me a sec, guys. You guys continue on.
Sure. Oh, I got choked up there. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, I know Could tell the froggy was coming in there.
Like, so, yeah, check your messenger.
You need some throat spray, Deb?
I've got a lot. I've got a doTERRA Breathe drop.
So like on those longer responses, they do not match up to what I remember in the original interview or question and answer period.
I agree.
It almost sounded like a police officer answering.
In the original?
No, this one.
Okay.
Because he kept saying, I don't feel comfortable with giving that information. He kept answering those things the way a police officer would.
I think that the person answering this Q&A was way more explanatory in the answers than in the original Leigh Kerr Q&As, and was giving more information in the sentence structure, which was not a trait from earlier on.
Well, what I was talking about is when he says, I don't feel comfortable answering that question.
Yeah.
Or he kept saying that, and that sounds very much
that was,
like...
in the original, that was said a lot too. But it was not in paragraphs. It was just like simple, I don't feel comfortable answering that one. It was like short, concise. I'm going to tell you what I want to tell you, and I'm not going to tell you what I either don't know or I don't feel like I should say. In this one, it seemed like there was way more explanation needed as to explaining why he was or wasn't going to give some information. If you go back and look at the first ones, it was a lot of repetitive, already answered, not going to answer, that type of thing. And this one, it was more storytelling type of structure. I think
Marta Oberlander asked, when did this question and answer happen? Today. Sorry if I missed it, if you said it already. Yeah. We discovered it today. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it first came out, I was not convinced that it was somebody who really knew. And a lot of the stuff that's been said in this one is just stuff that's common knowledge. I mean,
what I've noticed in the last few weeks is you've got people that are picking one of two POI groups and adamantly stating that it's one above the other. And now you've got some people that are merging and trying to combine both POIs into the combination of being involved together, which I think that's completely absurd. I can't see the Kleins and Ron Logan have any connection at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a stretch, I think, on any part to try to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it was Ron Logan, but I know a lot of people do. That's their path.
I mean, I've heard one thing mentioned that makes a little bit of sense, which I don't think happened, but the phone records don't lie. If he was in that area at that time of night, and even though people in the family swear that he wasn't out there searching, maybe he went out on his property and looked and stumbled across them and got scared. And that's why he felt the need to create an alibi. But I don't think, other than maybe that, he's got any connection to it at all. And maybe that was enough to get him put in that original pool by the FBI. But I see nothing solid that actually would put him in connection to doing that. And the idea that he was mad that people were on the bridge because it was close to his property, I think that's the most absurd thing I've heard from anybody. That he chose to just hunt down and kill people because they were on a bridge that was across the water from property that he owned.
People are on that bridge all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you've got more of an issue of the people on the private drive not wanting people there that would confront people. I mean, even recently you had people that were blocked in the gate that had to call 911.
Right.
If anyone was doing that, it would be on that side of the property, not on Ron's.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm sure you guys have all seen video going down there and maybe in person too. But if you were to go across the water from his property, I really can't see him climbing up that terrain to get to the end of the bridge, and then to be able to walk back and come back. That's going down is capable, but going up that, I don't think is something easily done.
Yeah. I just, I think what, do you remember that video from the one where they digitally made it seem like that his clothes matched and everything? Like it was that video where it was, I can't think of the channel, was
it a video or was it that thing that just came out where they did pictures and they phased it into from BG to Ron Logan, and Ron Logan's hips were much wider.
Yeah. But it was that one, and I can't think of the channel name, but it was that one where it looked like, where they're like using a computer thing, remember? And it's like a bunch of little beads going like all around.
Harvey Carroll reposted that. Yeah. I remember what you're talking about.
And a lot of people believe it. And I get it because of the hat and different things. And, I get it because there's a lot of similarities, and that's what's throwing people off. But it still escapes me to no end about the whole new direction, and that how do they go from a 20-year-old and people are still believing that it was some 78-year-old on the bridge that day. If anything.
Plus, the height doesn't fit.
Right.
No matter what people say about there being a variance in height, that's why there was a difference there. And enough people have looked at it, and I know that the FBI has the ability to calculate that from a distance. They're not making a mistake by almost half of a foot.
Yeah, you know what? Exactly. I'm gonna trust as mathematicians from a university or whatever, and that they did the actual calculation. I still have it on my computer here. The breakdown of all that. 5'10", 5 foot 10 inches, 0.5, give or take 0.5 inches, basically.
Is Ron's given height 6'3"?
Something like that, yeah.
It's well over the 6'2". It's 6'3" or 6'4" is what I remember, but he towers over whoever's on. I don't care what angle you are at the end of that bridge. You're not going to be able to do that. If they say what they say, which I keep hearing, well, maybe she was standing lower because the edge of the bridge drops off. That would make the video look taller, not shorter. If you're going from down shooting up, you're going to increase the height. You're not going to lower the height.
Yeah.
Sonny, that channel was image analysis and detection.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank Todd. Thank you, Todd.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd. Yeah. To exit and not be seen at all. Can I ask you guys in this chat if you guys are willing to be honest?
No.
How many in this people, just say one if you believe it's Ron Logan. Just one. If you do believe it's Ron Logan. Doesn't mean you're going to get shit on. It doesn't matter because you guys can think whatever you want. I'm just wondering how many people in here, honestly, like I said, I'm just a transparent person. I say what I think. Some people don't like to, but that's okay as well. But is there people in here that actually think that Ron Logan is the BG? Are you willing to admit it? See, I can understand that people would actually still think that they can't like myself. I can never rule them out. I can't rule them in. I just think that there's something around that whole area that's a miss to me. So I've never been able to let that go. But it's never because Ron Logan is the BG. It's just because of all the inconsistencies from his lies to what, all those different things in the hat. Those are just things I just can never just fully let go and say, you know what, I'm going to clear Ron Logan. I can't say that because I've never seen the truth of because again, everything is just a bunch of speculation really. And it's mixed with so many lies that were told, and Ron Logan, like I said, told lies, where he was. Simple as that. He did.
And you can't deny the fact that he's had lots of bad people on his property, whether it was intentional or where he's had to have them removed or arrested. But that piece of property and the property around there is known for having bad people.
Well, even as we were doing things yesterday, right, Lewis? Remember?
Yeah.
And you were showing me, and we were looking. I was looking things up with you, And I know we were on Google Maps and Google Earth. I was, and again, we're talking about all the meth places that are right around his home. You know, knowing full well that people broke into his home and were stealing his stuff for meth, and who knows if he was involved in some which way, because these other older people around him are all freaking meth. Have these homes that are literally right beside him are doing meth. Or lots of charges against them. People that go, like you think, oh, that's a nice old 55-year-old guy. Well, that 55-year-old guy, if you look him up, ain't so nice after all. Obviously.
Well, that 55-year-old guy was originally a 20 or 30-year-old guy, and who knows what he was doing back then. Yeah. You can't change somebody's demeanor just because they get older. Some people don't change. They just get smarter.
CJK said, I found all the various POIs interesting and tried to listen and get info out of curiosity. Some sound probable. CJK, Deb and I did a video. It was probably 3 months ago, probably, where we went through all of the POIs that have come up in the case, and just gave a little overview on each one of them.
Yep. You might scroll back, look for that.
It was a good video, though.
Yeah. Who dis? A bloody girl ran out or into a woods in the county. It was a night of the 13th. The excuse was cross traffic on the scanner, not related to the girls. But I don't believe that. Oh. I don't it's like there's like this little piece of a memory to that, but not really.
I remember that.
What do you remember about it, Del? Because
what she said. I remember them talking about that. There was also somebody else supposedly missing at that same point in another area that they were looking at. Definitely a weird night.
Yeah.
Did anyone really answer? I know I'm so behind on people's answers. Did nobody ever put in one that they agree? So nobody in here thinks that Ron Logan is the BG?
A couple of people, I think.
Was there a couple?
Yeah. Said it.
Really? I don't even see her one at all.
Honeybee thinks that Ron Logan was BG, but not the killer. TT and Fangirl says, I believe it's him in the picture, video, not necessarily BG.
I can see it now.
Yeah. Scrolling down.
There's just a lot here that I've obviously way behind. Hey, support with Steph. I'm not a Reddit person, so I'm not sure what's in there. You know what? I'm not a Reddit person either, but sometimes things take me that way. The Reddit is a lot of. I don't want to diss all of Reddit. There's just a lot of idiots in there, and a lot of. It's like the UK Globe and Mail. Just these people claim that they're freaking Reddit people and they don't do their homework, and like I said, I mean, it made me laugh when I came across myself in there. That one made me laugh.
Some people take it very seriously. I mean, I will say, some people take Reddit like it's like a lifestyle in a way.
I know, right? I know. Well, a lot of people take even the Delphi murders like it's their lifestyle.
I think, I think we could all say we're guilty of that.
Well, but there's a difference though between just going about your business and these people that start being attacking to everything and everybody. Those are the venomous snakes. Those are the ones I'm more referring to. The ones that like Jess Talley, like I talk about, or that Alicia Hunley or whatever and stuff like that. Like first of all, I didn't even know who they were, and this is exactly why I left Facebook groups. Was because of that type of toxic people, that if they're that toxic in a Facebook group, imagine how toxic their own lives are, that they think they're so wonderful and great. But it's people like that even like this whole Delphi Karma group or whatever, like it's just like a joke. It's like, if that's what you want to spend your time doing and hunting down, like I said, get yourself a life or something then, because you have nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's one thing to do things that are positive, but they think that they're doing things positive, even though it's just a bunch of negativity. All they do is trash and bash people, and it's just, that's why I won't open up our Facebook group that I can think of for that reason. I don't want it to be some drama fest, a bunch of, bitches coming in there, to be honest with you, or assholes, whatever. I don't want them coming in and then ruining it.
She let me in.
Hey?
She let me in.
Yeah. But no, it's just, I don't care about that stuff. It does take you off focus. Every now and again, you like to have a little bit of fun, but it just takes you off focus of, it's all these people that just kind of keep coming at you, that try to get you to go off focus. And, and it's so pathetic because they're trying to ruin about the people that truly care about wanting justice for the Delphi girls. And yet they're so much in that you're somebody else's business, that they care so much about what we're doing on this channel or what somebody else is doing on their channel all the time. And it's just like, just worry about the girls. Why don't you worry about that stuff? The positivity stuff. But anyways, drama Facebook groups, stay away from those. Honestly, they are nothing but.
I think what hurt this case early on is the same mentality that you see online with groups now. You've got the FBI and you've got the state police and you've got the sheriff, and maybe they've got different ideas of what's going on, and they're not seeing head to head, and the big dog in the room shuts everyone out because they're right. And we're not going to look at anything else because this is the way it is, and we're right and you're wrong. And that's not the way you handle a case. That's why you see on TV, they've got the big boards up and different people and lines connecting this to that. And then when things crisscross, that's when you've got to look. And that's not what people online are doing. They don't want to even hear if it doesn't agree with them. They don't want to hear it, and then they attack you for it.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not let everybody have a voice and everybody compare, because guess what? That one person might say something that opens your eyes and then you change your opinion. But if you shut them up, that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that frustrates me about that group in particular is that it's one thing to have an opinion if you think something happened a certain way. But then when someone comes along and shows you that it didn't happen that way and invites you to actually go listen to the original video and audio from it so you can have the correct, and they refuse and continue to like scream and say all kinds of stuff, then that tells me right there they're not interested in the truth. What they're interested in is that feeling of power they get from screaming at people and acting like they're, that person's horrible and they're above them.
I was going to say, let's just call a spade a little here. And Lewis, help me remember this guy's name because he needs a good shout out. I think his name was Tom Dazinger or something like that.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, but I know who you mean.
Yeah, so he's in that karma group. And so, and this is like I said, so basically we all know that wife Lilith tried to act like I was texting with Kagan Klein, a joke in itself, right? A loser that hides behind little videos, just a loser in life. And then she turns off her comments, right? Of course. But anyways, so she made it sound like I did. You guys from her previous videos know exactly what I said because I showed you guys my text actually. And there was nothing about anything like that. But hey, and then of course, so I was joking around, made a comment, and I was like, yeah, that guy, Tom Berenger, something like that. Yeah. So this idiot. Tom,
no, it's Todd Dazer.
Todd Dazer. Yeah. Todd, what's his last name? Dager, something like that.
No,
but anyway,
it's not Danger.
No, not Dager. DAE or N or something like that. Anyways, doesn't really matter. But anyways, so he's like sitting there basically saying that we're sex texting. And what else did he say, Deb? There was something else. And basically the guy was a joke. But again, if anyone really listened to any of our videos, they would know that she just took clippings and then, took my little joke where I was like, or made it sound like that when I was saying, yeah, of course I did. But anyways, so it's like an idiot like that who literally believes that crap, doesn't check it out. And then they go on this little evil witch hunt, And it just, and then Deb stood up for me and said something like, Sonny's never done anything like that, blah, 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 whatever. And then again, then she gets the big boot from the thing, because the whole
well,
point
no,
is,
what was funny is then they used wife Lilith's spliced together little mini video to prove that you said it. And I'm like, and they're like, well, how do you know the truth? I said, I was there when it happened, on live with her.
go watch the video.
And go watch the video. And I was literally on there getting ready to pull up the little video and link it when they booted me.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow? That video that you played in the beginning that was also satire, that's going to be spliced and put on there as saying, look what happened. You know,
of course.
There must be some connection there.
Yeah, of course. I expect nothing left, or nothing less from that trash, to be honest with you.
I think that some people don't understand satire, and they think it's real. So
I know. Well, yeah, but you know what? So, and then this is what I was telling Lewis, and I've said this to Devin Adams so many times. I literally do not care about these people. Like, they make no difference to me. Every now and again, I just like to have fun back, you know. But like, meaning, if I had to worry about whatever people are saying about me, because even if I like, there was this crazy kook the other day that left a message on the video of Greenos that I wasn't even in, and said, so much for, she said something, and she said something like, so much for you being nice, Sonny? And I'm like, basically, bitch, I wasn't in the video. Like, what are you talking about? But okay, block, thanks, get away from me. Because that's how much I care. Yeah. Because again, it's too, like, we've actually even given it too much time talking about it right now, to be honest. Yeah. And then doesn't that remind you though, Lewis, of that person that made a comment? And there's very few, honestly. There's very few, but there are those little dickheads out there, but whatever. But there was that one that made the comment about, you know, about that, like, as if the whole video was trashing another YouTube creator. And it was like, what, like 4-minute segment out of 3-hour live. And you're like,
you're told 1% of the content doesn't make up the entire content. And you know what? That's just a reflection of what's going on there, because it's guilt by association. If they don't like what was said by one person, and that same person talked to your friend last week, now all of a sudden you're responsible too.
Right.
It makes no sense whatsoever. And if you try to explain yourself, it's just instant attack, or you're booted and you're out. Yeah. If you've got a good explanation, you're silenced. If you don't have a good explanation, then that's more evidence to say you're wrong.
You know, it's just laughable. It is. I just find it very laughable, because this is how people spend their time. It's just, you know, I've always had this thing, I would rather be me than you. So when people are like that, I would rather be me than you. I would rather be someone that jokes around and laughs and does stuff and cares about other people than those people. Like, that's why I get the kick out of it, because it's like, that's how they spend their time. They must have some really pathetic lives, you know? Well, we're doing this. But anyways, let's end that conversation. It's enough about those people now. So Deb, this is what Jen had sent. And let's see here. Or I should say, well, she knows who sent it. Turning the search, it came over the police radio that there was a bloody girl that ran out of the woods. The Ellie was quick to jump to say that it was interference from another county and had nothing to do with this search. After looking on the news for several days trying to find a related article, I gave up. And now the people act like, well, I can't get over the line because it's making me want to drink more. And now people act like it never happened. That's one thing that has occurred that has got me completely baffled. I get it, right? Just those little things like that, you know? Doesn't it? And I think it bugs most people in here. Doesn't it bug you about that whole vehicle thing? Well, if anyone knows of it, and then it was like the biggest puzzle piece ever about that vehicle. I swear it's one of the most talked about things is that vehicle that they mentioned like a little piece of cheese hanging in front of us, and then was just like, say no more, you know? And it was just one of those things that just always from the get-go, I just thought was so, I don't know, just that little piece of something that they tossed to the public and then didn't ever want to talk about it again. It seemed like.
Well, they never really want to know the vehicle. They want to know the driver. And that was always the odd thing, the twist.
Right.
If anyone knows the driver of a vehicle that was parked there, not the vehicle that was parked there. And
Well,
that's always what made it interesting. And I think that if they're not asking what the vehicle was, they have to know. And why not let anyone else know so you can figure out who the driver was? But that's just one of those things I think that they kept quiet that they shouldn't have.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Now we're gonna be talking about the river search. Is there anything? Because you want me to pull up some of those articles that you had shown me earlier?
Not yet. I mean, I was going to try sending you a picture of the device, but I couldn't find a good picture of it. But it's
it's okay. Just would take your time for a second. Deborah, Adam, do you guys have anything more that towards the whole Leigh Kerr thing or towards this or anything else actually?
I do remember a little bit more about that. I remember that the girl running out naked, it was said that, and bloody, it was said that it was part of some kind of a gang initiation, and people connected that with
Megan?
Tina Rodell's daughter, Megan.
I always thought that was a connection with that.
And so, it would make sense because she said that her daughter came home beat up and bloody. And that was where the rumor came from, that there were clothes that were put in the grill that were all bloody. That was, the person that she took a picture of, Tina took a picture of in that white car in front of her house that she thought was suspicious. So that could be part of what that is.
Can't make that up, Lisa. Deb?
No.
Deb, do you see this? She said, I don't know if Sexy Sunny chatting with TK, but back in the day, Deb was a cocktail server for TK and the Kagan sign. Can't make it up. You just can't.
Lisa, you are one funny lady.
Yes. Is Chaotic in here? I didn't see her.
I thought she was. I thought somebody said hi, Chaotic. So I said hi, Chaotic.
Well, I just kind of feel like Lisa's aiming for like my spot right here.
Lisa's pretty funny.
Lisa is very funny.
And she was on with me and with Adam back when we talked about the Florida fires, and she was so knowledgeable and did such an amazing job of presenting all of that. It was great.
Well, maybe Lisa needs to get her ass back on this live.
So would you like some interesting speculation?
Carol, the rumors you're starting, girl. No.
Right. Yeah, wrong with that.
No.
Okay. What were you going to say, Louis?
No, I said, do we want some interesting speculation? And
we're talking about
some things out if you'd like to. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. So do you want me to pull up anything or do you just want to talk about it?
No, let's just talk. As I said, it's really speculation. It might not be Delphi related. It could be, maybe not. It could be more Klein related as a possibility. But like I said, it is 100% speculation. But I want to start it off with a little bit of hard facts that brought me to this idea. And the reason I had an idea is because the search went on for 5 weeks, and I just can't understand what information they had that was that serious to do that in-depth of a search, because over that many years, you're not going to have much that could be done with it unless it's one very interesting, odd piece of evidence that is undisputed. So I started thinking, everyone says it's possibly a device that was found. And I've brought up other things with devices and how people can do different things and how you can stream and communicate without being known. And I know a lot of people out there disagree with that. But I wanted to bring this case up because this actually validates what was going on before 17. And it starts with a company that's up in your neck of the woods called Phantom Secure. And they were a Canadian-based company, and it looks like the guy that originated this company had good intentions in the beginning. It was, a cell phone-based company for encryption, for security, for businesses. But somewhere along the lines, he started creating phones for criminals. And they were BlackBerry-based, and they took the BlackBerry, they removed all the internal microphones, they removed all the GPS tracking devices, and then they only installed software on his network where these phones could communicate between each other using special PIN ID numbers when you downloaded it. And these phones were distributed. People were using them. And in the United States, the FBI got involved. And the reason they got involved is because they realized that these phones were being used for crimes and nobody could track any of the information. So he was in Washington at a cafe, and the police came in, arrested him, and served warrants and seized everything from his business. And they tried to push him for a while to put a back door in on his software so that they could monitor all these hardware devices and what the crimes were that were going on. And he came forward and said, that's not possible. I don't have the technology to do that. There's a guy in my company that came up with what we're doing. Maybe he'll help. And that didn't lead anywhere either. But they did get a list of all these people from his servers that were using these phones. Now, what was kind of interesting on these phones was part of the service you paid for was if you were arrested, they had a dead switch. They hit this kill switch and your phone was done. You couldn't retrieve anything from the device. And that went on into 2018. And this was going on in many countries. I mean, it was worldwide. It wasn't just Canada and the US. And it was mainly being used by the cartels for trafficking and for drugs, which is why I started thinking, well, wait a minute. Keegan Kline is linked to the largest supposed ring in Indiana for CSAM stuff. Maybe he made the right connection with somebody, and this is a device that was given to him, and he was using it. Now, these are serial number devices that can be traced back to there. But then it's a BlackBerry, so who knows if it's something he used. But what's really interesting is the FBI got involved, and when they couldn't backdoor his software, they created their own spoof company. And this company then created Android devices and Apple devices that did the same thing, but on a higher level. And I actually know somebody that I communicated with. Did I lose you guys? Okay.
Nope.
And he was able to get a hold of one of these devices, and that company was Anon. And like I said, it was a spoof company. What they did is they contacted some people from that original Canadian company that were criminals, and I guess to give them an out from getting, heavily penalized, they had to turn over contacts that they could convince to use this company's phones instead of the company that just got shut down. And they did, and it went like wildfire. They started taking these devices and they were being exchanged and sold to different people in the underworld that commit crimes. And the only negative is the FBI ran this whole operation with other countries, but they're the ones that started this. The people in the United States are the only people that would not be identified and arrested because of laws that didn't allow for privacy. But in Germany and Australia and Austria, all these other countries, they had a task force put together that were able to see every message. On these phones, they did two things. When you got one of these devices, you were given two key encryption codes. If you put in the one encryption code when the phone turned on, it looked like a regular phone, but almost everything that was on there app-wise was a dead end. It was made to open and look like it worked, but it didn't. If you put in the second key code, it opened up a screen, a startup screen that only gave you a calculator and two other options. And the calculator you would open, put in your special password, and then it would open up the ability to communicate on this phone with other people that had similar devices. If you bought one, the other person had one, the encryption codes would connect, and you could only share that information with that other person's device or any other devices that were in that group. But all these people didn't realize that the FBI was seeing everything that they did. everything that was being done on that phone was carbon copied and sent back out with all the information to track. And I said, the only reason it was negative in the US is they could not legally do anything with the people here. They were able to identify them, but no legal action could happen. And it's kind of funny that the timing of this coming into play between 18 and 2021 is when all of a sudden they went back after Klein. So was he maybe involved with somebody that gave him one of those original devices from the Canadian company and was really doing stuff illegally with it and then dumped it in the river? Or was it one of these earlier other devices and that's why they're trying to find it, because they can track it by serial number and then know exactly who was using it? So it's just something that's interesting. People don't realize what you can and cannot do on a phone without being recognized anywhere. But like I said, the original company is Phantom Secure. The guy that ran it was Vincent Ramos. And yeah, another twist that goes in there is Vincent Ramos was getting contact information from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. They had an inside mole that was selling him info for these criminals. And that's why the FBI got involved, because they couldn't go internally through, Canada. It had to go through an outside agency. Yeah.
Louis, just 1 second there. Thomas says, I don't think KK was that smart. Did you see the interview with the hacker who broke into the social media? I don't want the same name. I don't want to say the name. Yeah, we know which one. Someone actually showed it to us again today with the Alex Borges guy. So he was saying, he literally went in, hacked his accounts. The ones that weren't listed on the list that was in the affidavit. Was that the and so then he gave them other ones. Now I know that he is I remember him saying that he was from around the area and kind of is, paid attention to the case and stuff like that. And so I have no problem, if people are like hackers and they're doing it for good reasons now, because that's,
there's a simple way to address his statement here. Klein didn't have to be that intelligent, although if you watch some of the other things he did, he was pretty crafty at grooming kids. So he had an ability to do things people don't really expect from him. He was not as dumb as people think, but he doesn't have to be smart to make contact with the right person looking to buy this material that says, oh, we've got a kid that can do this. Let's send him one of these devices. It's encrypted. And then he messes up and the wrong information gets out and they get the information from his device, and on it is the girl's information too. So now all of a sudden these smarter criminals know who's going to be there. So it's possible that there was no real connection other than the fact that Klein set the wrong information to the wrong group of people.
Yeah. 1 sec, Louis.
So I just want to make sure people know that this is just Louis saying this is speculation. This is
definitely. This was deep dive speculation based on the fact that a lot of people say that it wasn't possible to do this. So I'm bringing up an example of something that happened to happen right around the same time that showed that it was not only possible, but it was happening in the U.S. and other countries. And the people in the U.S. are the only ones that could not be convicted or even named.
Exactly. I was going to say, because, the whole kind of speculation here is I don't think there's any of us here that believe that Kagan could have pulled something like it all this off by himself, perhaps. Meaning he's not dumb, because again, I always know that when it's someone's forte and someone has built their life around spending their time on the internet, just like when I did. I could do a lot of things. I could sit there and back in the day use VPNs. I could sit there and emulate time. I could do all these things. Why? Because the group of people I was around, plus myself, and you gain a lot of knowledge. So Kagan was smart in lots of ways and dumb in lots of ways, but he was smart in lots of ways, that meaning for a long time he got away with it for a while there, but because that's his forte. That's what he was doing with his time. He was probably gaming. Besides playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, he was playing games that were role-playing games where you usually pretend like you're a girl when you're really a guy, and that's easy a way to try to get females to talk to you and stuff like that. But he's not I wouldn't call him the brightest bulb, but he was doing what he did best, which was, to try to lure girls, fix his own sexual desires.
Sonny, a good thing to point out is in one of the conversation he had going back and forth that was in the affidavit, he was talking to another person and they were both pretending to be young girls. So if you've got other people out there, maybe that person is smarter and is part of a bigger group and said, wait a minute, his interactions with me are pretty on spot. We could use him. So you never know what was going on out there and who was smarter than the individual they're speaking with. But that's how they find people to do the work for them so that they're not directly connected to what's going on. That gives them that 2 or 3 layers of separation. And he would be the perfect person that they would target to do that.
Yeah. I still think that there was still, to me, that there was a target on Libby especially. Like, meaning whatever involvement, who's ever involved and who's ever the smarter one of the group, in a sense.
Well,
to me, Libby was still a target.
Think of it this way. If this scenario went down that way, he targets her because it's just another girl and sends the information. But like we discussed earlier, maybe she saw something and was able to identify him or was going to report him. And the people that he's reporting to find this out and they don't want to be in trouble. So now it's all of a sudden, we need to end this. Convince her to wipe her phone, but she actually knows what's going on. We need to go a step further. Did he maybe, because he's not really the most intelligent guy, did he slip up thinking he was too smart and actually give some information up that shouldn't have been given up? But that would go back to targeting again.
Yeah. Who dis? Can you do me a favor? In my messenger, will you put in that Underwood as well? Could you do that for me? Who it is? That Chris Underwood guy. Go ahead. Sorry, Lewis. I just wanted to see if you just.
No, you're fine. I'll get off track with that. I'll throw another tidbit out there with iPhones. I'm not sure if people know this too, but back then, if you had an iPhone and you did not have a security password, and you're using the phone and you're going to get in trouble, if you set your security password and then don't log back in again, it is almost impossible for law enforcement to use any outside company to open that phone. Once you open it by using that new created password, it's stored somewhere on the phone and it can be accessed. But when it's that initial setting of that code and then you don't log back in, there's no way to retrieve that code from the phone. It is 100% bricked phone if law enforcement tries to get into it at all. And that's something that Apple's known about and never really changed because it's a security feature. And it helps protect them from being forced by the government to get into the phones.
Miss Dog Lover, she says, can I please ask you all what the motive was? Well, I mean, I wish we all knew that, actually. But, I mean, I think it's really one of a couple things. Either it turns out that it was a revenge motive based killing to do with drugs and money and blah, blah, blah. Either perhaps it was against Libby's dad or not. But I feel like, and it still could be true. But it could be, as people say, and it's not like we haven't talked about this as well, like back months and months ago, where, there's certain things that made, like Adam would say, Deb would say, or whatever too, that would make me ponder, like, hey, okay, like, is this like, like that Libby had information and they needed to get rid of her, like, meaning, because if you think of someone like Garrett Kurtz, Kagan Kleins of the world, Paladinos of the world, Gabe Ellis's of the world, and stuff like that, these people are sick, twisted individuals themselves. I could see them being easily in a drop box and stuff like that. So meaning if Libby maybe was about to expose something, damn right they hatched a plan to take her out. If it was information that was going to bring down the towers,
Yeah.
So it is very possible. That's like the most two likely things seem to stem in that area. Either that Libby knew something, or that it was two two cases, but they paralleled each other and ran into each other because of the ski mask incident. So, but you know what? When I sit there and I think about the cameras that I've showed you from the crime scene that and on the BG's head, and how it's staged, and there's, like I said, a little cat that's looking at Libby and stuff like that, and then Ive says it was a to misdirect. But I wonder if they actually was a misdirect, and maybe it could have been. I don't know, but it does make you wonder: was it live streamed? But definitely, I would say out of all of it, that it was. It seems so weird to me how many cameras are there. There's no possible way that from the bridge to however the girls got to that spot at a certain time, and if the coroner's report is correct about it was over by 3:30, and I'm still not convinced it is until I see something in writing. But there's just not enough time to do all that unless it was there. I find that hard to believe, because if that was pre-staged, people that were looking for Libby that night would have spotted something that was like some sort of white sheet standing out. Because you guys, like I said, the trees were, and you know what? I'm going to bring up Google and show you guys again, just quickly on that one. Because
I'll be right back. Okay.
Sure. But
I've got to go off camera for a second.
Sure. I'm just gonna stop screen share screen. I want to remind you guys what it looked like back in that time. Let's go to Abby and Libby drop off point. Don't you guys love this? I just love it. Whoops. Okay, when it comes in. Oh, zoom. Okay, so let's go to, that's 2017, but this is like April, okay? But let's take it to 2012, right? This is what it looked like, right? So if the girls are found over here, basically, where's the graveyard? Okay, sorry, there we go. There's the graveyard, okay? So, and there's all these searchers out looking for them. I know it's getting dark out and stuff like that, but just think, like, we got a white bunny that's there. We got supposedly like what is it, a cloth or a big sheet or something like that, whatever. Either way, there is a big bunny and stuff like that, but it just seems highly unlikely that somebody wouldn't spot it. So, so this was the area, but this is, I just want to show you guys again, though, that this is what it looked like. Okay. So this is like in February of 2012. So this is how easy it was to kind of see through stuff. Here's Weber's house here. Okay. Weber's house there, and it's just, like I said, if they were here at the bridge and they were here, you think that, I don't know. See, I don't know where all the searches went or didn't go, but a drone didn't pick them up, and this didn't happen, and this didn't happen, and all those things.
But it also gets dark really early
Yes.
in February, and they
Yes.
didn't call police until what around 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like that.
It was,
So-
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it would have been difficult
Correct.
to see because it was dark.
Yeah, but the thing is that it was that, hey, who dis? Was it the 14th or the 13th that they said they had it lit up like a baseball or a football field? Or Deb, was that the 14th or the 13th?
I believe that was the 14th.
I feel like it was the 14th.
And Ron Logan said that.
But that doesn't make sense if it was the 14th, because they found them before it got dark.
Right,
Yeah,
but
but
they
they
came
were-
back on the 14th. They came back to get the phone, right?
How many people in here? How many people in chat, to be honest? Okay, anyone remember that the screams that were heard at 2:30? And we know that Libby's phone pinged. And is that what the right term there, Lewis? Pinged at 2:30?
And also, let me go back to also, if Ron was referring to the 13th, he could have meant because there were so many flashlights that it was lit up like that, because it would be very difficult at that time to get like heavy duty vehicles or lighting back in there, but flashlights, that type of thing. If people were roaming around through there with flashlights, that would make sense.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Hudis. I'll show that in a sec. But so again, just for chat here, hit 1 if you guys think. Does chat believe that that there were screams at about 2:30? Same, like when they kind of heard about the pinging. Am I using that right?
Law enforcement claimed that was kids outside playing on a trampoline.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'd like to know? I'd like to know when the supposed report of the naked girl running out of the woods was, and was that at that 2:30 mark?
Yeah, I'll say that again. Yeah, it was right around that time. It was 2:30, right around 2:30, that the girls reported hearing it. But that's exactly when they heard pinging. Was pretty much around the same exact time. So
do you have that? Do you have that where it shows the time about the claim of the time for the girl running out of the woods?
You know what? Let me put this. That one? No, that one I don't have.
Yeah,
that's something different.
Yeah, that's what he was asking.
Oh,
yeah, that's one I'd be curious about.
Oh.
Okay, one more time. Was the girl running out of the woods at the time of the scream is what Lewis was asking.
It was like 2:30 for the other question, Steffa. It was like, I can't remember if it was 2 or 2:30. You know what? I wanted to look at something. I never looked at the poll. Okay. The question in the poll was, do you believe Leaker's info? 45% said yes, 55% said no, by the way. I'm going to end that poll. So, yeah, clearly most people don't believe it, but it was still 45 to 55. Can I give a pop-up or 2 for 1 or 2 more cigarettes? Let me... Okay. 1 second there. Close this off. And let's see this. I'm just going to pull up a couple of things here. I just want to do... Because there's this other... Hey?
I was saying it finally stopped raining here.
Oh, right.
Oh, good. Are you in the eye of the storm?
No, I don't think there is an eye anymore.
Because I heard an interesting story that this lady, her neighbors were new to the area, and when the eye of the storm came and it got peaceful, they came out and got in their convertible and were taking off. And their neighbor ran out and said, "Get back in your house. You've got about 15 minutes before it gets even worse."
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Adam, you should like to state. You should like this person's name.
Oh, it's my birthday.
Yep. Okay, give me a second. I'm just gonna talk amongst yourself a second. I'm just gonna get that stuff ready that who just sent.
Crimezilla said, I have not been there for the search to be able to give an opinion and understand why the girls were not found on the 13th the same. Yeah, Kelly, yeah, it just stopped raining here, but it's really cold. It just got cold in my condo too. Carol, I will not grow one of those stashes. You see anything in there, Deb?
What are you just looking for? Remarks?
Well, yeah, just any questions or comments.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Sunny Scott.
Right. I just want to, I just want to make sure that people know that, we sometimes entertain some ideas and potential, possibilities. And as Lewis has done tonight, and he's backed it up with some, good information to let you see how that could be done. But again, we don't, we're not saying that that's what happened. We're just doing some educated speculation.
Absolutely. But you know what? At least he's providing thought with things to back it up.
Right.
Right. That's what I just said. Yeah, that's what I just said, with some education to back it up.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Lou. Lewis. I can't do Lou. I'm sorry. I've tried.
I'm back now.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So this right here is fact. One second. My butt's on a chair that I'm holding down, and my butt is getting sore. So yeah, that's fact.
If I could say something real quick before you get into there, if you guys don't mind.
What? Good.
I just want to say, what I brought up tonight, do I really think that that's what happened? No, I don't. But I just can't justify the amount of money spent for a 5-week search with what they did if they were just looking for a blunt object. I really don't, and I can't see them digging that hard for Keegan Klein's 5th old phone that wasn't online. I just think that search had to be for something way more important.
Yeah.
I just can't figure out what it is.
Unless that phone was the one they believed had pictures or video on it of the murder scene.
Exactly. And that's why I would wonder if it was something that he was getting for somebody else and they supplied him with a device that they know would survive those conditions.
Right. And that's where that whole stuff you were talking about came from.
Yeah, because if they found that phone, they have every document that was sent between those devices in evidence. And they said they can only unlock the information and match it to the ID of the phone. So if somebody had one of those BlackBerries from that initial company out of Canada and they used it to send, information that was crucial to the case, they might have the information, but they would not know what record to open up until they had the ID number off the inside of the phone. So it's a little bit of a deep dive, but that's the only thing that in my head makes sense why they would need a device that was probably non-usable, is because they've got the information from that phone somewhere else. And if you go back to that time period, you did not send stuff to the cloud from an iPhone unless you were using Wi-Fi. You did not transmit on an iPhone in 17 through the internet that was on the device. You had to have Wi-Fi to send it to the cloud. Yeah. So I just want to jump in there, but we'll go back to what you got there. Yeah.
Sometimes, my brain hurts listening to you, but because I understand. I understand the line of what you're all saying. It's knowledge that's beyond me for sure. When it comes to stuff like that, because I want to curse at my iCloud all the time because I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be doing.
I just constantly go back to the statement that this is way more complicated than people think it is.
Correct.
And for law enforcement to say that, what would they find more complicated than other stuff that they've seen? And that brings my mind to something much larger than just Indiana.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to read what's in front of us. It says, who dissented? It's Ron Logan, an amazing man who was put through hell, chatted with us for 2.5 hours. Main points to take away from this conversation was he does not know Brad Holder or Brett Sandifer, and they have never stayed all night at his home. There were so many people and so many lights on his land that night. There is no way the girls would not have been found. Pat Brown found the girls. One girl was completely naked. See, yeah. And that's what I just had in my head too, that I remember him saying that it was lit up like a football field, but I always, for some reason, associated that with the next day when they were searching into the night or the crime scene for some reason. It always just stuck in my brain that way. But, So, you know.
Do we know how long it took for them to remove the bodies from the scene? I know that's a morbid question, but.
Yeah, does anybody know?
That might explain why they needed the lights on the next evening.
Right.
Well, this is from that 13th.
The 14th.
Was this?
So I'm just curious how long the bodies were there after they discovered them, because I would imagine that they would not be removed right away.
Does anyone have the actual date stamp of the scanner report of when they asked for the keys to move the truck that was in the cemetery, because at that point they did not have the crews down there to take the bodies out yet, so that might at least help with a time frame.
Right.
You talking about Pat Brown's truck?
Yeah, on the scanner at the time where it says that they were trying to get a hold of him to move the truck, because at that point the search had been over and he had gone to town to the firehouse with the crews that were out with him, and that would at least timestamp that the bodies were still there at that time.
Yeah, I know that on the press conference on the 15th they'd already been transferred, I think, for autopsy.
Yeah.
Also, who just says lights were on the night of the 14th because they needed to keep an eye on the area. That makes sense.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and I would also think to remove the bodies, you would have to have crime scene investigation there for at least a couple hours before that.
Right.
And they would have to wait for a coroner to show up before they could touch them. So if they found them around noon, you're probably adding at least 4 or 5 hours before they'd even attempt to start doing that.
Right. Yeah,
And that would put you
Becky did say that she saw the coroner's van drove by when she was sitting in the car, because she said that's when it really first sunk in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I know that it would have taken several hours. I just didn't know how long it took. But
yeah, I would think it would put you into the dark, so that means they would probably have to have lights for what they were doing at that point still.
Right. Thank you, Judith.
1 second. I'm just going to go back to the other thing that's in here as well. Okay. Deborah, Adam, or whoever, one of you guys read that while I'm doing something for a sec.
I can't read
what?
it.
I can't read that.
Here, I'm fuming mad. It's sad to find out that when you have been friends with a child molester for so many years, keeping your children away from Chris Underwood. I can't tag him since he unfriended me. He likes little girls. The whole story will come out soon, and minds will be blown. This guy's been a part of our community. I went to school with him, hung out with him, grew up knowing him since we were kids playing out at our farm. Now as adults, have let my kids around him. If you live in Walton, keep your kids away from him. I said when it started, if I was wrong, I would apologize, and also said if I'm right, I'll make sure everyone knows. And she was a little girl. Ugh. But yeah, what Teresa just said, that there's a huge difference between the coroner and the ME. Only the ME can perform autopsies, and we know the girls were taken. That was it, Terre Haute.
Yeah, I think it was Terre Haute.
So we know the girls were not
Fort Wayne, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, Sunny.
Wasn't it?
Maybe
Fort
it
Wayne?
was. It might have been. It makes sense that it would have been in Fort Wayne.
I was
Fort
Fort
Wayne
Wayne.
closer.
Okay, you're probably right. I'm sorry. And that's where the autopsies were performed.
Sorry, I'm just trying to do something. But yeah, I just remember recently it was said somebody that I know would know the answer to this because.
Yeah, and they said it in the Down the Hill podcast. I just don't remember.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find something. So just give me a minute. Lewis, do you have anything else that you want to add to any of this right now, or are you busy?
No, I'm not busy. I'm back here now. Did anyone have any questions on what I brought up in chat? I don't have the ability to really see that. So
I'm not seeing any right now, but I'll read one if one pops in.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, and there went Lou. I don't know where he
Carol, the guy that's on the screen that you asked about, the Underwood guy, he was just arrested for child molestation. So that's who we're talking about.
And look at that. You can tell there's a baby. He's holding a baby in that picture because look at the hand. There's Lewis.
Ellum says, do you think BG had a predetermined location to meet an accomplice and take the girls. There seems to be a lot of items brought with them at the scene. What do you think, Adam?
I think I'd have to have been listening.
Okay, Sonny. Let me read that again. Do you think BG had a predetermined location to meet an accomplice and take the girls? There seems to be a lot of items brought with them at the scene.
I've asked myself that question a million times, and I honestly I go back and forth on it. Right now, for the longest time I thought it was set up beforehand, and now I'm kind of back to thinking it was set up at the time. So I don't know.
Yeah, and there's a possibility people put a lot of things in a graveyard, stuffed animals, etc. Possibility that some of those things could have come from there.
Yeah, possibility. Yeah. I mean, I'm not feeling it myself, but could be. Just because I'm thinking, well, there's a cat that's looking at Libby there, and there's the bunny for a purpose. So, and that bunny is not something. Well, I don't know.
What would the purpose for the bunny be? I missed that one. What would the purpose for? What was the purpose for the bunny?
Yeah, whether you know what, Deb. The purpose for the bunny could mean a couple different things, to be honest with you. I mean, it could be to do with the gang, because we all know that Kokomo, that would be one of the symbols, kind of like the crescent moon and stuff like that, for that, what Blaine was talking about. And then maybe it means rabbit hole. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
It's so important to remember it was Valentine's Day. So,
yeah.
You know, stuffed animals would be easily available to buy.
Yeah.
In what form you wanted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
See, I think it would have to be in advance if you go by what was said about there being so much evidence at the scene and something that you'd want to take pictures of. I think that's more than just a few items picked up at the cemetery, if that's what happened.
Right. What still for me, okay, actually I want to ask, I was gonna say, for me visually, for me to see this many cameras and this many knives, but the cameras especially, and then when I again, to me it just oozes the mask underneath the BG's chin, that this was this was just like like the mask wasn't on the BG, okay, for anyone, it just wasn't. It was underneath the chin. There was no mesh on his face. There was no all of this stuff. It just wasn't there. I can literally show you pictures to show that. But it's a fact of, it's like this whole thing that was planned of, here's our masks, videotape, video cameras. We got a bunny, we got a cat, we got, the crime scene. We got a whole staging of a video to be made, is what it feels like. Doesn't mean it's true, because that could have been the whole misdirection, but I don't think so myself. But again, what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna play the scanner tape of the better version that I just found, and I'm gonna thank again Christine, which is Mama, if anyone remembers Mama, which is Christine Libra Skills. Yeah. And so I went back up and scrolled, and I found the better of the video. So I'm going to play that for you guys. And as for someone named Sexton, and that's too bad that's a really bad name. I see that name all the time myself too when I'm looking at people. But yeah, unfortunately, that person probably got bugged with that last name, and sadly. But to answer your question, I personally still believe, and this is just my own belief, and we showed it in the video earlier, that Joe David Wampler, to me, if anyone was to be considered Leigh Kerr, that's still my personal opinion, because that was the person that was talking like he was Leigh Kerr, logged into the wrong account, hence why it was caught and screenshotted, which we showed earlier. So anyways, I don't believe that the second Leigh Kerr that's come out is the same person. I think a lot of people don't, just by the wording. it just doesn't sound like the same. Even when I was listening to us all read it, it just didn't sound the same, like the same person. Even if somebody is trying hard to sound like the same person, or to make it seem like they are, it's just not coming across that way. Anyways, you guys, let me pull this video. Let me see. Does it see how long? It doesn't matter. You guys want to listen to it anyway. So 1 second here. Where do I have it? Okay, right there. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes here, guys. Okay. And
Six, can you repeat your traffic? I was only able to get good news of 551 command, Carroll County. No force search. Affirmative.
44, I'm out of my each new detail.
1444.
79-8, you're loud and clear. Thank you, sir.
You need to begin 100, May 3. When I left that group, I was already dressed out, and I came up closer to the scene.
Okay, we are loaded. We're getting a vehicle to take us all up there as a group. We're driving everybody up there separately. I got a pickup that's going to take us up there versus bringing several vehicles. So we'll be up there in just a minute.
No hurry. 79601, 79602.
602, go ahead.
Just had a citizen stop by our area, advised that the girls have been found in the water. Can you confirm that?
Negative. We have no confirmation of that whatsoever.
He advised it was John Weaver that told him that information.
We have no confirmation of that whatsoever.
601, just hold all of your traffic. I'm up at the scene now. Lafayette 8914.
8914.
79. 601.
Well, when your traffic's cut down the middle, we don't know who you're calling.
Looking for 602. Have him and his team come out to the command post.
626 will be clear on that traffic post. 1410.
When you're requesting the 300. 1421. To the Delphi incident. Request you go to 300 North.
Lafayette 14-4, I believe that was, he's wanting the probationary troopers, the ones that just got their commissions, to signalate that location.
1415 Lafayette.
Right back to the incident.
Bound 180. I'll see if county can take it.
$97.4, go ahead.
Clearing the scene at 3051 Sky Horn Way in Tiffany County, Lafayette, around to Carroll County.
79601, we all 481. Ron Wars is back here at Delphi Fire, just FYI.
Have him come back out here to the command post. I need to know where the rest of his team's at.
Clear, stand by. I'll send him out that way.
Thank you.
601, 481. Give them about 10 minutes, they'll be there.
Stadio C, this is Coordinator 3.
Coordinator 3, go ahead.
Departing Adams County, I'll be en route to Allen County. Clear, Coordinator 3.
Lifeline Center, Lifeline 1 on flight watch.
Lifeline 1, go ahead.
Roger, 1 is 3 minutes final for South Bend Memorial.
Copy that, sir. 3 minutes. So South Bend, 1349.
Okay, so
as we're seeing now, a police.
Let's go back here. I wanted to go back to something quickly as well with that. So that was a really good version of, very cleared up version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanted to go back to what Christine had sent as well. And she had put, let me just see if I can do it this way. 1 second. I'll bring it down into the thing. And then I'll bring it back up again. Share. 1 sec, guys. We'll bring this back up again. And then I'll, oops. And open. Okay. So if anyone wants to go back and re-listen to that. So can you guys see that on the screen? Okay. Yeah. So 601, 602 obviously is a missing person. Found 4 okay, message received, 10 critical trauma cause, 14 Lafayette County Police, 15 is confidential, cannot comment on air, 30 special patrol assignment, 44 permission to leave patrol, 50 is emergency, 51 en route to 79, en route 79, notify corner /me 100. 100 is hold all but emergency staff. Lifeline is Lifeline flight emergency helicopter. So anyways, just those are just some of the codes. So if you go back and you heard some of those codes and you're not sure what they meant, that was just kind of a little bit of a breakdown of what some of those codes were. So thank you, Mama, for that information from before. And yeah, and let's come back over here. I just wanted to put those back out there. Whoops, my screen keeps twisting, or my butt's getting sore, keeps twisting. But anyways, so were you just thinking about those codes, Carol? Well, Carol, I mean, I got my crystal ball sitting here right in front of me, right? Or, well, it's probably my Pepsi. It's close enough. Kind of looks like a crystal ball to me. So, I don't know. Anybody have anything to say about that? About listening to that again? Really, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish.
No, I go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah. One of the things that always gets brought up is how they say that, well, John Weaver said they were in the water. And I think it's possible what happened was someone said, we found the girls near the water. And then, like the game of telephone, somebody else said they found the girls in the water. And so then the question was asked, and you clearly hear them say, no, that is not the case. So, let that be like something to clear that up, that John Weaver did not see the girls in the water. And furthermore, Mike Patty had been up and down that creek in a kayak / canoe. And he would have seen if there was a body in the water, down in the water, as if some other creators are saying, that would have been seen. There were people in that water walking all along there. So we know where the bodies were found. We have the coordinates and we've seen the area, and it was taped off with crime tape. If the girls had been in the water, that area of the water would have been taped off and staked off.
Correct. I agree.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that piece. It's just that I seen that Unsolved Crimes was answering to something, but I wasn't sure what it was on there. I just, that whole day there's just so many things. Like there's just so many things to me that me and Louis were talking about this yesterday. And honestly, when you start going over it, and this is why I never really went to the storyline and stuff like that. At first, I literally just stayed away from that whole thing of timelines and this and that. Because even when we were talking about it yesterday, Louis, like my brain gets overwhelmed with the possibilities that are endless of what could have happened. Like, meaning, when you hear everything about the drones, when you hear everything about, like that all the lights on, that nobody's finding the bodies, that people are searching, and yes, we know it's getting dark out, but it just seems like, was this again the perfect storm? Like for instance, the people that are involved in the Delphi, whatever, being the perfect storm as well, or I would love to know for sure. I would love to see that coroner's report to know if it was true about the 3:30, according to David Erskine. I would, because, like I said, my brain, just like everybody else's, it TikTok, it thinks all the time. It's thinking of the scenarios, but because there's such lack of information, my best information is out of certain people's mouths and the crime scene. That just kind of has given me the more, like, just the combination of certain things that has given me the insight of what I partially feel has gone down. But why is a little bit of a toss up for sure still. To me, it's two different things. It's two things, or the two things combined to make it parallel and whatever. I start thinking about Fouts and the 13th, why he did that with Ashley Garth. And like, why? Like, meaning, most people don't know this. There's a lot of people out there that don't know this. But the mistress's mom was talking with Fouts on the 13th and 14th. There's a bunch of documentation out there where Fouts is messaging the mother. And then when we think about Fouts and what he's done, okay, you have to feel like somewhere, regardless, that he's in the mix of something. But there's things like, for me, that Ron Logan and his lies and what created the mess and the look of the BG to that. Then when you have the mistress, and then Judge Fouts was supposed to take off those dates. We know that Judge Fouts is a dirty birdie. Dirty birdie. Dirtier than the birdies that I just showed you earlier. And you just know, and just knowing what I know from Tiara, and I really wish that Tiara would have called me back that day. And I should have pushed harder, but I didn't, because I don't like to chase people around. But she was going to tell me a bunch of stuff, and she was supposed to call me right back, and she didn't. Don't worry, she's still fine as far as I know. But Tiara goes through these spurts, and so Tiara, message me, because her and the mistress I still speak to, but Tiara goes on like these. She disappears, and then she'll message me like a month or so later. But that day she was going to tell me a bunch of stuff, because she said to me, if something ever happens to me, I want to tell you a bunch of stuff. Right now, she's already told me a bunch of stuff, and I'm not going to use their names, but we're talking a mayor, we're talking prosecutors, we're talking sex club owners, we're talking the taxi club owners, and stuff like that, of surrounding areas. And when you learn it, all you have to do is go to Tiara's Facebook and go read the context of when Fouts was talking to her, when the boss man was talking, and you just know that underneath the underbelly of all this stuff, in a sense, is these corrupt. I mean, I want to call all those shits out, to be honest. I want to spend a day just calling out all those shits, to be honest with you, because they need to be called out. Because, like, for instance, Judge Fouts, he's clearly talking to her and clearly offers $5,000 he's clearly feeling up Tierra in that on that camera and all that stuff, you know. But there's a lot of stuff that's documented as well for some of them. We know that there was a judge a couple of years ago that was doing the exact same thing that Fouts was doing. I just really wish that Tierra would have told me all that stuff that she was going to, because it's just really inside knowledge to have, to know that this stuff is just so pathetic, and yet you know that they must tie into somewhere. Just like I'm sure that that James Brian Chadwell guy, you can be sure that somewhere, that I wouldn't doubt it if his name's probably in the Dropbox himself, because he, like, remember how there was the haircutting place of Klein's, and James had the same haircutting coupon.
The barber, yeah.
Barber, yeah. And you just know that, where does it stop? It's so interconnected, it's ridiculous to me. And it just becomes like your brain wants to explode.
Right. Marta said it was 9:04 when Pat Brown moved his truck, for anyone.
Oh. Hey, Marta, just to ask you, because I don't know. Where did we hear 9:04 from? Like, is it somewhere? Like, is it on something?
Yeah, I'd never heard that time before either, but
right, because it's such a specific time.
Right. Oh, here, I won't let you sit alone. Oh, okay. I saw you were on camera alone, Sonny, so I was like, oh, I'll join you. And then
I didn't even notice. I didn't even realize. Yeah, so if you could let us know, Marta, if there's an actual thing that states that would be great. I just know from Becky, because, you know, obviously Pat Brown was married, or is married to a German. So she said that Pat Brown did not lose his keys that day. That just became something that spread like wildfire, that he forgot his keys. And I get it. There's a truck sitting there.
Can I address what happened there?
Sure, absolutely. You would know more. No, you would.
No, when they left the search, they went in a group back to the firehouse, and then there had to be questioning and all that. And the twist of losing the keys was just them contacting the wife, because Pat, of course, wasn't by a phone. And her response was, yeah, sure, I'll move the truck, or he'll move the truck. I just have to find the keys. It was just a simple phrase of speech saying, yeah, I'll get to it. Let me find the keys and we'll be down there. And that's the whole thing that got twisted into losing keys and the truck not be. No, he wasn't available to move the truck because he was with the group of searchers that got brought down after they found the body, because they did clear the woods out once that happened. And it's just a simple response from a person that didn't have the keys saying, sure, he just needs to find the keys and we'll be down there to move it tonight. There was no nefarious losing keys, lies by the wife, second set of keys. You know, that's just the game of telephone.
Right. I agree. And Lisa, I agree with your comment 100%.
What, was there something about Adam being sexy again? I'm sorry.
No.
I will say that I still find it very suspicious, though, that that's where the truck was parked and when the truck was parked, but that's just my thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, because you know, with Lewis, it's one of those things. Is like his kind of guy has been like Pat Brown kind of thing, and one of those things too. Can't rule him out. You know, can't rule him. Oh,
exactly. If I can't rule somebody out, I have to keep them active. Unlike these groups that narrow down on one person and forget everyone else. If you rule out everybody just because you think it's somebody else, then you're not doing the job properly.
Yeah. Unsolved crimes. I want to say something to you. I want to say that you should come on our show one night. Join us. You obviously have a channel, and I've seen you in here. And I'm sorry if I have not been to your channel. I don't really watch channels too much. I'm not gonna lie. Sleuth knows I go in his once in a while, and I check out a couple like True Crime Web, Steve. But it's very rare that I honestly go into channels too much. But hey, if you ever want to join us one night, you just say so. Okay. Oh, I should put the banner.
Hey, Sleuth.
Yeah, hey, Sleuth.
Oh, wait, Sleuth here? I didn't know.
Oh, boy, I tell you, Adam has gotten the compliments tonight. Sleuth says, Adam, the blue eyes and a 5 o'clock shadow are working for you.
I know.
He has had so many compliments tonight.
That's why I'm blushing.
It's the black hat.
Deb, don't give me away.
You know what? There's something very sexy about this black stuff, this hat thing. I really like this black hat on you. It is. I was literally recording something. I didn't end up using it, but I was recording you. It was going to be for a video, and then I thought, nah, I'm going to take it out because it was too much work to sit there and try to find parts for me, Deb. And because Deb, her camera's always high, so I could never really get a good video. Like, you know what I mean? Like ours sit higher. Deb is like down here usually, so to try to capture her sometimes on the camera.
That's so funny because my camera is higher than my face.
Yeah, well, but it's like
that is funny.
How?
Yeah. So I was just like, but my point being was that I was sitting there staring at Adam, going, "Dude, you look like that black on you." So
look, we have everyone in now. Hey, Steve.
Debbie just proved my point from earlier.
I'm sorry, what?
When the camera's lower, you look taller.
Oh yeah, if it is, you do look. If your camera's a little bit lower, it shoots from like my camera's like eye level with me.
Yeah.
Unsolved No More says, yeah, I would love that. Dear, she called me dear. Do dear. I feel like I'm a fawn still. I feel like I'm still a fawn. I'm a cougar. I feel like I'm the animal kingdom, to be honest with you. Some days I'm a cub, cougar, and actually the husband's a cub. Okay. But yeah, no, that would be great. If you want, just email at acrimingshame@gmail.com. Typically we do Wednesdays, Sundays, and Fridays. So if any of those days work for you, that would be great. We always do our shows at 6:30 Eastern, or sorry, 6:30 my time. Sorry, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure exactly what your time zone is over there. But anyways, if those times work for you, then great. If not, well, we can always schedule a different day. And anyways, True Crime Web, you just sneaking in there. You were here before, weren't you? Definitely Steve from True Crime Web. He comes in here specifically for me, Adam. Did you know that?
I had a private conversation with you today.
And yet I'm the one having dinner with him in a couple weeks.
Yes, you are. I did, though. I had a private conversation about Steve with someone today.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. You know what? See, you just had the one? Because I've had a few.
Oh, now it's going to get deep.
I'll tell you, Adam, when you say that you've had a private conversation with Mrs. Steve.
No, not with Steve. About Steve.
Oh, about
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
I got some inside intel today about Mr. Steve.
Run, Steve. Run, Steve, run.
As long as you leave Adam in your will for that, boat.
I was contacted by a source today about Steve.
A source? Was it a good thing? Or someone's probably like, "You better watch out for that, Mr. Steve." No. Or was it good?
in his upcoming vacation?
Let me clarify something. I'm having dinner with Mr. Steve and Mrs. Steve at Purdue RN.
All I feel is like that's gonna be sitting there, like doing like the selfie thing, going, "Hey, Adam,
I'm gonna do a selfie and send it to you guys." Yeah, I'm not saying I'm just going out to dinner with Steve. I want to clarify that. He denies everything.
So Deb doesn't do Dallas. Deb does Delphi. Yeah, just
Thank you, Tom.
I'm going to say thank you, Tom. Okay, because you know what? If there's one movie, okay, I know we're not going to go there because Steve's in the house. Steve, we're going to go there. So if there's one movie that's ever stood out, it was always like this movie, Deb Does Dallas. Anyone that's old enough to remember that, and most of you guys are, that's the only one movie that always stuck in my head. So when Tom gave Deb the Deb Does Dallas or Delphi,
he's so funny. He is so funny.
I couldn't help but chuckle.
And he goes, I hope you have a good sense of humor. I'm like, I'm on with Sonny.
Yeah. I'm Cloudy Injustice.
Yeah.
What was my nickname?
Oh, your nickname was something like his
Tom
name.
Jr.
Tom Jr.
Tom Jr.
He's probably younger than me.
Junior Tom. Anyways, Tom Webster, if you're watching, which you probably are actually. So it's all these secret people that are watching, like Steve that just came in, or Callie that starts talking at the end there and stuff. It's all these little secret people come in, and next thing you know, poof, it's like they were there the whole time, most of them. Yeah.
Good night, Miss Dog Lover.
Oh, she had to hear it. Miss Dog Lover, thank you very much for your donations tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Very much appreciated. She's from the UK, just like my husband. And why would he have left his wait, what? Thank you, Unsolved. How dare you, Deb? Deb dare.
Normally what she says to us.
How dare I have dinner with Steve?
Oh.
We're all just jealous.
Yeah. Right? Okay, I better scroll down because we're missing them. Hi, it's Fig. Hi, everybody. Hi, bypassing y'all. Brrr. Okay. I wanted to say though, just so you guys know, yesterday, well, let me just call it this morning to be honest with you. So Sunny went to bed at 7 a.m. this morning.
I know. I saw that again.
I know. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. CD gave me this link for website for merch and stuff like that. Wow. You guys know how I like creating, right?
I like that t-shirt a lot. I want one.
Did you like that? Wasn't it cool? Yeah. So I'm looking at your comments. Don't you worry. Deb, I'm sorry they don't have wine glasses on there. So you're going to like glitter pink. I'm reading comments. I'm seeing what people are saying. And because I'm not that person that just does 5 things, no. I'll be having a whole line going, people, of whatever they got to offer with different decals on them. Some that are simple, some that are fun, some that are great. I like words too. I like words that run down the arms. I'm that type of person. I always loved words. I'm just pissed.
Like Tony.
Hey.
Like Tony.
Yeah. Now, I'm just peaceful. You know what? So one of my favorite things, so you guys, I'm sidetracking here because I'm just loving the fact that I can create and make decals for stuff like that. But anyways, one thing that's pissing me off though, well, a couple things, but one thing for sure, is I love how words would run around a shirt at the bottom of it. It doesn't allow me to do that. It keeps you in a circle, in a square of some, And I'm sitting there going, come on, give me the option. I love words that run down the bottom of on a shirt. Adam, your eyes just got really big. You see something? What are you looking at? Anyway, actually, Lewis, what did you just send me, dude?
Well, later on, I want to see if you can just put those pictures up. It's more updates in that one case for Deborah Leslie.
Oh, yeah.
They released some pictures of the people that were with her the day before her car was being found. Yeah.
Okay. Carol, what the heck is going on with this? What am I looking at? I don't see, it doesn't say Sunny Love. It says Steve Love.
We all have Steve Love.
What the hell, Carol? Fucking block.
Bianca Helton said, I think law enforcement is close and on the right track with KK and the PETA ring. And I still believe that, Sonny, I'm trying to read it.
Oh, I'm mad. My bad. OCD here. Or
The drug higher ups in some. Okay, I think law enforcement is close and on the right track with KK and the pedo rings, but I still believe the drug higher ups is somehow that's the last piece of the puzzle. Maybe. Yeah, I agree. I think it could be possible.
Yeah, that's a good possible tie-in.
Lisa.
Adam, did this discussion include a schedule?
A tentative one.
A what one?
Tentative one.
Oh.
Tentative.
I just needed to know what days you were going to be at what places.
Why are you going to go stalk them?
No, but it was suggested that I join, and I was like, no, I don't. I don't think Steve needs me logging in.
Or, let's see here. Just going back to something here. Margot Jones. Yeah, give me a second. Just quickly, Jenica says a block of the Court Park, Walton, Christopher Underwood, 44 of Logansport, was arrested on sexual misconduct with a minor warrant, level 4 felony, CCSD. She just showed me a little clipping of that. Yeah. I've seen the Underwood name when I'm stalking people's Facebook. Oh, I see a lot of names, actually. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'll come back to your stuff in a bit, Lewis, but I just want to go look for something just quickly.
Oh, yeah, no, I just sent those to you. That way, if you have some time, we can throw up the new pictures.
Yeah. Kim Hook. I don't know why, but your name makes me want to eat fish and chips. I'm just looking at it.
Maybe you're just hungry.
I know I am. I'm hungry.
I had lobster tail for dinner. So good.
I had a burger. I like
burger.
I didn't eat dinner.
Well,
I will after we're done, and then I'll go straight to bed because that's healthy.
Yeah, all right, and I'll go straight to bed too because I'm sure you will. Yeah. Me going, you know what? I pulled these AM times, right? Because I had to go. I went to sleep at 7 a.m. Woke up at like 10, not even 10, 9 something, 9:53. Called the husband. Was yanked in there. I said, husband, I'm just waking up, but I'm going to go back to sleep again. That did not happen. Then I had to go back to shower because I had to go out.
Yeah. I specifically didn't message you earlier today because I was like, oh, she just went to bed. I don't want her phone going ding, ding, ding.
But that means nothing to me anymore. Ding, ding, all at once. Okay, give me a second, guys. I want to go look for something.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there was more updates on that case of the missing young lady out by me.
Yeah. You want Sunny to put it on the screen before you talked about it, or did you?
No, and what I sent her was a picture of the people that were seen with her the day before she actually physically disappeared from being seen. Not the day she went missing, but the last day she was physically seen anywhere.
Is that what we're looking at on the screen now?
Yeah, if you look in that picture, the arrow's pointing to her, and you can see how she doesn't look comfortable. And the two people in the picture next to her were seen the next day taking her car from that motel and leaving. What's really odd is a friend of hers disappeared from that motel almost a year ago.
Oh, weird.
In this, there's a picture of one of the people that left with her car the day after, and then there's a gentleman that was with her. In that picture, she's holding his sunglasses, but he's wearing them in the other picture.
Lewis, did you want to update everyone that is listening and watching about?
Sure.
Because was that after the stream on Wednesday night that we talked about that?
We talked about it before, but at that point we didn't know what the outcome was, and then found out.
I meant privately. Was that was not on the live that we talked that you gave the update, right? That was after.
I don't think the update was on the live. But this is a young lady. Her name is Deborah Leslie, and she's from Northwest Indiana. And on Sunday, she spoke to her mom. Now, this is a pretty level-headed woman that communicates with her family all the time. And for some reason, and she's involved in helping others in the church and other things, which might be why she was in this situation, but nobody's really releasing any info. After that Sunday conversation with her mom in the morning, she went missing completely. They don't know where she went. No phone contact, but her mom was able to get her laptop from her apartment and tracked her phone down to a hotel in Hammond, Indiana, a Motel 6. And that was on Tuesday. They brought the info to the police. At that point, the police were saying, she's an adult. She's not considered missing yet. We need to give it 48 hours. Well, then on Wednesday, these pictures were taken of these two people that were seen with her on Tuesday going up the stairs, getting to her car and then leaving. And then after Thursday morning, no one in the car and her never seen again. The sad fact is that day that they all were seen getting in the car and she never came back, they found a body in an abandoned home that had been torched. Now, the body was torched, not the home. And then on Friday, they did the dental records and they found out that that's who was found in the building.
Right. And can you tell everyone where in Indiana she was from and where this happened?
Her family is from Griffith, Indiana, and she was living in Crown Point. And the hotel that she was seen at is in Hammond, Indiana. Not very far from Griffith, though. I mean, Hammond's a large area, but the hotel is like right off of the main street that runs through.
Is that right near
Griffith?
Gary? Is that near Gary, Indiana?
It's where all three connect. Gary, Griffith, and Hammond all meet in that one area near Klein Avenue. Okay. And the hotel's off of Klein. If you take Klein straight down to the light, you're on Ridge Road in Griffith. And if you travel not even a mile down Ridge Road, you're in Gary. So the triangulation between all three cities is within less than 3 miles.
And what a coincidence. Klein Street and Bridge Street.
Right.
Yeah, Klein and Bridge.
Gary, Indiana is a very, very rough area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know for years they had the highest.
It was considered the murder capital for the longest time, but that's where the body was found. But that motel that's right there off of Klein where plate readers are new in this area. They started putting plate readers in all of the entrances to each city within the last couple of years, and within the last year it's tripled. And her license plate was picked up by a plate reader, and I think that's how they tracked it to that hotel.
Okay.
But her mom tracked her to the hotel off of her cell phone signal the day before that, and then on Wednesday the phone was not active anymore.
Yeah.
But it's a sad situation because you've got somebody here that put so much back into the community, and she was probably doing something here that she thought was helping, and the outcome was not favorable.
Yeah. Very sad.
Just to answer Miss Kitty, GK is Garrett Kurtz. If you ever hear us talking about GK, Garrett Kurtz.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, Dave.
One other thing, if I could mention it,
please,
is her vehicle has not been found since that Thursday.
Still.
And it is a red Mazda 6.
Okay. Do you know, is it a newer model one, or because the body style has changed quite a bit over the years?
It's a 2006 Mazda 6.
Okay, so a little bit older.
Yeah, but that newer car look to it. I mean, it's
right. Well, the newer Mazda 6 are like a lot longer and
this is that older body style, but the pictures up of the car, it's a nicer, newer looking car. It was a higher end model, so it had nice wheels, not the hubcaps, and spoiler on the back, and it stands out in that red color. It's that bright red, not the maroon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it's not the kind of car that you would think would disappear real easy.
Right. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Miss Lover, didn't you say you were going to bed? Didn't? Well, I was scrolling down there, but yeah, very sad case. This twin, just horrible. Hi, DGR Dave. How are you? And Derek Farmer, by chance, if you're in here, because I
haven't seen Derek in a while.
You know what?
Yeah.
If I didn't tell you, sorry, my bad. If I didn't tell you, he did. I reached out to Sleuth, even though I don't think Sleuth has been back, but True Crimes Web Steve did. because I was worried about Derek. Actually, I was like, dude, I haven't heard from you. Like, where are you? Because he hadn't emailed me back from 2 emails, and but then he messaged me back because I was worried, right? Because when people are kind of consistent, and then whatever. So, anyways, he's fine. Just wanted to let you know that. Sorry if I didn't say. But yes, so he is fine.
Cancel the search party.
Yeah, cancel the search party. Stop screen, share. I know I can't really share this that great because if I do, it gets too pixelated. But I'm just going to show one of the shirts
That's the one I like. I want that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is one of the shirts that I did. I've got probably about 10 on the go of different things right now. But this is like
I just want one of everything for free.
Well, no, and sadly, Adam, so there is a thing called what it is I think like you can buy the stuff at cost, I believe, because in the thing there's this option that where you purchase, but I believe it's at cost. So what it is. But anyway, I called her out like that, absolutely. Well, if you're gonna stay in here, you might as well donate 20,000.
No.
I mean, honestly, I think that you're worth that much.
Miss Dog Lover said, "I can't sleep, Sonny. This is more important."
This is true, especially when it comes to the girls and these cases, and everyone knows. Yeah, when Sonny asks, I obey. She scares me.
Yeah. She's a bunny rabbit. She's a little puppy dog.
Yeah. But hey, just ask you guys, and you can be brutally honest, and I still won't care. But you guys like the shirt, this one? I know Adam does. Deb?
Yeah.
Might not be like I said. This is just one I'm showing. I like to play. I like to create. When somebody gives me all that, I'm just Steve, you got nothing to be scared of, dude. Just watch it. just watch it, I have a knife collection, Steve. Did you know that? You might have a handcuff collection and a gun collection over there. Me, I got a what do I got? I got a lip gloss collection. Does that count? That doesn't scare you. I don't know what else will. Hey, if anyone didn't watch that video at the start of this live, you should. You just should. You should. You just 20K. I didn't think I was asking for too much, to be honest with you.
You mean 30%?
Well, no, if you could just deposit it directly into my bank account, then and YouTube takes off 30%, not 20, but 30. Absolutely. So me and YouTube, we don't always love each other, but I mean, they are the boss, I guess, right? So that's why it always hurts when I see people that donate like $500, but I guess some of them don't matter. It's like $100, $70, right, or $30 right there goes to YouTube. There you go. Make those billionaires richer, eh? But that's how they got rich, doing stuff like this. Even like the platform for the merchandising stuff, right? It's a good idea. You don't have to worry about, all you do is design. They worry about the shipping and all that and stuff like that because it's all part of the thing. So it's like, it's a good business module for YouTubers and stuff like that to be able to create merchandise. And and I know that Miss Dog Lover is going to buy everything in the store once I'm done. That could be that 20,000 we're talking about, Miss Dog Lover. I'm not quite sure, but I'll just make sure I jack up those prices real high. Oh, what was that? Anyway, what do people say? Well, here, I'm sure there's people that want to look at Adam and Deb and myself right now instead of that shirt. Actually, I don't even think that anybody answered. And I don't really care, to be honest with you. But don't worry, Callie, if you see this, thinking about your needs. I'm thinking about other people's needs that did leave comments on the thing. Because it's, it's not, some of it's about us for sure. Absolutely. Because I'm going to get Adam to design something on Mimi and the meme program. And then I'll stick it on one of the products, and Deb, I seen your work the other day. She put a knife in it, and I said, "Knife to meet you." All all that stood out was the I that wasn't capitalized to me.
I know. You know what? You know what the funny thing is? Like, I was just screwing around with that program and trying to see how it works. And you said something about a glitter background, so I wanted to show you that program had glitter background. So I just like typed something over there, and then after I did it, I couldn't figure out how to fix the I that wasn't capitalized. I'm like, oh well, it doesn't matter. It's about the background anyway.
What program is that?
Huh?
What program?
What? It's on my phone. I can't even tell you what it's called, but I'll tell you afterwards. It was kind of a cool program.
I hate to interrupt you all, but I'm pretty sure that Kim. No, don't. Thank you, Kim. Because if you look at this comment, hey Adam, it's not all about you. It's not all about you and
Sunny, could you just go back to Kim's previous comment though,
where she said Kim or Adam is king.
Can we just read that one, Sunny?
No, she said Adam is God.
Obviously, that's
it is funny. Adam night. Tonight is Adam night.
I will gloss to Kim. Thank you.
Let's gloss to Kim.
I like how Streamlabs is just says like, Kim Hope, thank you very much for your super chatted. I like how it does that stuff. Yeah. Well, okay, one second here. Oh, okay. I had a couple. No, I'm not showing anybody anything else. I was gonna show more of the glitter one, but I'm not gonna show you guys nothing. You guys can wait. Yeah, you guys can wait. Now, you can only do, when I say glitter, you can only do so much with glitter. I love glitter, trust me. Alexa, if you're watching right now, which I know you probably are. So Alexa, if you're watching right now, because it's got to be like 12, 9, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11:30? No, 12:30. Ooh, 12:30 over there. Me and Alexa, she's like my soul sister too. She likes glitter and stuff. Like when I see glitter, my eyes are just like light up. When I see rainbow colors, they light up. But glitter and bling, like it's not like a lot of bling bling, but enough bling bling, you know? But it's like when I see it, it makes me happy. You know, when I see Adam, not so happy, especially after all the comments today. All right, whatever. When I see Deb, it makes me happier because she doesn't get the compliments like Adam keeps getting all the time.
Oh, she deserves you. Deb deserves 10 times more compliments than I do.
Adam always
not
thinks
true.
Third wheel. Adam's like, I always know my place. I know that I'm like at the bottom. Yeah. Right, Adam.
He's the reason people come to the show, March.
That's not true.
I know. Yeah. Well, are you guys sure it's not because of like my beautiful hair or anything like that, or my beautiful smile, or my vivacious?
I told you when I came in the back room, you looked cute tonight.
You do.
Cute.
At the end of the day, it's all about Sunny.
At the end of the day. God, I don't even know how many times I say that. Anyway, yes, I.
We should have people in the watching should have a drinking game, and every time you say that, they take a drink.
I'd be so drunk, and then there was people that
by hour 4 they'd be out.
Honestly,
by hour 1, what are you talking about?
I was gonna say I'd be keeping true to the trolls if I.
Callie just made me laugh.
Who did?
Callie.
Who's Callie?
She wants Adam posters for her bedroom.
You know, there is a digital thing that you can upload digital, Adam. So anything that you want to send that's risque, that could, go right ahead. Because, I mean, I do have this digital thing, where you can upload
the Adam calendar.
Yeah. You see, right now we're totally making a true crime web, Steve. This is why he stops by every night, just for this specific conversation, And honestly, Steve, it wouldn't be the same without you here. But yeah, he tries to act like he's scared. Well, hey, my kitty cat is saying I want to get out of here. Locked in the room, but but those, yeah. Every time when you're looking at him, all I could honestly think, he has a gun and he's got like handcuffs that are like right behind his head there. And it's not like I'm thinking like evil and crime. I'm thinking lucky Mrs. Steve. No, just kidding. Okay, I gotta go let my cat out. If you guys had anything else to say, we'll wrap it up in a couple seconds here.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry anyway. Well, I am hungry.
But I'll be right back. Let me just let the cat out.
Sure.
These are Vanna White. I hope I hold up that well.
As Lisa said, Adam is your spokesmodel. If you have him point to more things, he could really shine.
Flipping those letters.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't have to flip them anymore. She just
she just touches them.
Yeah. I guess that dated me. I remember when she had to actually flip them.
Right? Back in the day, long ago. So is it still raining, or is it winds, or what's going on there?
I can't hear anything, so I think it's kind of cleared up a little bit.
Good.
It said it was supposed to overnight.
Yeah, my parents ended up they keep finding more things. Like they have this huge window that faces the golf course, and they just realized it has a big crack in it. Oh. They lost their deck, their gazebo, all the screens off the pool cage, their store in Fort Myers.
That's heartbreaking.
The hood of my dad's truck flipped all the way back and broke. Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard enough for anyone, but I mean, at your parents' age, especially too, it's not like they can just. Mm-hmm. It's not like your dad can just get out there and like start cleaning stuff up himself.
Oh, they did. They've been out there. They're 81, but I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe they're 81.
Right, and they
don't look 81, and they don't act, and I can't keep up with them. They're crazy people.
Well, you're gonna be just like that.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, they've been out there. Mom's like, we've swept and swept and swept and moved things and limbs and.
Yeah, because it's supposed to get up to 90 again there this weekend, I think.
I hope that'll start drying that out, but I don't know.
Adam, you see this comment?
And mold.
Carol, I'm this close to booting you. I swear, this close, Carol.
Good night, Metal Mama Michelle.
Good night, Metal Mama. And Unsolved Crimes, thank you so much. And don't forget, please email me at acrimingshame, right for us. No, I can't help that. Blah, blah, tongue twisted. Peace, not silence, is never silent. But that's what happens when people switch up their names on me. But
I even see the old names sometimes. Like when I look at Christine Joy, I still see Freckled Joy. Like
me too.
I still like see it and read it as their old name.
Well, so what's she underneath now? Christine Joy?
Yeah. That's Freckled Joy.
Yeah.
And housewife something is Stephanie.
Like Steph? Stephanie.
No, Stephanie.
See, I don't know. See, you guys tricked me. Play with my brains. You guys are
True Crime Housewife or something.
Yeah, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Is that Stephanie? Little sneaks. Yeah. You guys, I can't keep up with all that stuff. Just, you know what? Just stay who you are. Be proud. Just stay it. I know. I guess I changed my name because at first when I started, it was my real names, like Sunny Austin. Well, it's my nickname and my real last name. And then it was Sunny Justice. And then I wanted Sunny Justice because I just wanted justice. And then it's a crime and shake, but it's still Sunny Justice. Hey, yeah. And you guys, we are, come on. Any of you guys watching this video now or that hasn't subscribed, we're getting close to that 5,000 mark. Adam promised he was going to twerk.
No, we didn't. I wanted to hit it by the end of September, and it's October 1st technically now.
Oh, darn it all. Guess that's not going to happen. Steve's probably going to go right past us by the end of the night, to be honest.
And he's going to take Deb.
Yeah. True Crime Deb. Delphi.
Oh, True Crime Web Deb.
Yeah, imagine saying that, True Crime Web Deb. Oh, that has a catch to it, doesn't it? Yeah. That's just, you know
He'll
what?
have to change his name. He'll have to change the name of his channel to True Crime Thruple.
Yeah. You know what? I see what Steve's doing here. This is what you call when you're planting seeds. He's subliminally planting these seeds and be like, "Huh, Sonny, guess who I got all around my team now? Devin Adam." Yeah.
So he's headhunting.
Yeah, he's putting his little feelers out every now and again, drops a little love bombs to them and stuff like that. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'm scared of Sonny, Devin Adam. You guys should be too." You guys
after the night after they go to dinner, she's just going to come home and leave our group, message her.
He's courting the lonely wife.
She'll be like, peace.
Yeah.
You're so funny. You guys are funny.
Yeah. Let's see here. You know, I got your number, Steve. I got your number because I literally have your number.
That's not for sale. She's priceless.
Yeah, exactly. Sonny, we all remember people with great catchphrases. You're working on quite the legacy. We'd make it fun, you know. I know. Even, that's why I couldn't help make that joke at the end of the video. I'm like, and I did that with Callie in my head going, and at the end of the day. And then all of a sudden there are shots. But anyways, Deb's not allowed to talk to you anymore, Steve, actually. And Carol, triple trouble. Twerk. Man, you need to go to sleep, Miss Dog Lover. And let me here. You're in the UK, 7 hours difference. But yeah.
Journey, ditto.
Back at you, Journey.
Okay. 1 second. I want to do something as well because most people don't know this. Wait 1 second here.
That's so funny. If people don't know, we have a small chat, and an extended chat, and Journey is in that extended chat and they crack us up all the time.
Great, and this is what brings me to this. Hold on, people. You guys aren't going anywhere. That was the trick. I'm so sorry. You can. You're gonna have to say that. Let me see here. Right here. Where are you?
Miss Dogler said, "Hi, I'm going to bed, Mom."
Mom. All right. So, most of you don't know this. Probably only a couple of people actually know this. A long time ago, a couple years ago, as a matter of fact, I just like humor, right?
We love you,
and
Journey.
so
it's like Greeno's past YouTube live.
What is? What?
Are you going to show us your past YouTube live?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mine's a little bit more crazier than his, obviously. So I like to make memes, and I kind of hadn't did any memes for about 6 months now because Delphi takes over my life here, but whatever. So anyway, so I go back and I remember I'm in like OBS, and all of a sudden my OBS, which is StreamYards, is telling me that not StreamYards, Streamlabs, sorry, is telling me I have like over 10K subscribers, and I'm like, or followers, and I'm like, who, like what, like really? Where do I got 10K followers? Well, little did I know, I go back and it says 10K. I got almost 11K followers, I guess, on my memes, Good Humor Only. So
monetize.
And you know what, Deb? Amongst the 20 things I was doing today, I literally clicked on something that said something about monetize, and I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, like little star, Facebook stars or something like that. So anyways, if anyone does like memes, I do. And so some of them, not all, definitely not all, but a lot of them I actually create myself, to be honest with you. Not all, but just some.
I like to make them.
I just, like I said, I love a good laugh like anyone. I like this one right here, guys. Seriously.
Sunny.
What?
Oh my God.
It says relax, it's only a plum. I had to look at it a couple times. Honestly, I had to look at it a few times myself, and I was like, oh, yeah. So that one made me laugh. Anyways, so I'm just going to drop that little linky in case anyone does want to follow me and my little memes.
You and your little memes.
Yep. Yeah, Steve, we have entered the digression part of this show.
Yeah.
As soon as Steve says that, you know we got time to wrap it up.
Right.
Oh, now she's going to bed. She saw the plum and now she's running. That's
Journey said, that's gross.
Okay. Anyways, we'll take that off the screen. Yeah. But
Never Silent said derma wand.
Oh,
you just needed new chirp material.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Right. You're right.
How did I get mixed up with you people?
Perfect. I know. Well, I mean, I want something a little bit different than a derma one, though, to be honest with you. I just feel like true crime and derma one, they just really don't go hand in hand, do they? Like Mr. Plum, or whatever it was. But anyways, yeah, I just find it so laughable. Wait, is it glass time, you guys?
Well, I was glassing.
Oh, okay.
Good night, Unsolved Crimes.
Oh, yeah. Have a great night. Don't forget to email me. Yeah. And then we'll have a fun night. How long till Steve leaves again? Yep.
I'm sorry, what?
You obviously know his
dates.
Yeah.
How long till what?
How long till when's Steve leaving for his trip again?
1, 2, 3. Well, not quite 3 weeks.
Is it that far still?
A little over 2 weeks.
Well, maybe Steve will join us when Unsolved Crimes comes on no more. Oh, Steve, that's a date. Thank you so much for saying that you would. Thank you. Yeah.
What?
15th.
Okay. Deb, Adam, anybody else? Does anybody else have anything to say at all? Oh, I want some French fries or fish and chips.
No.
No.
I have nothing to say about that.
On there. Let's see. Keep that too much hair.
Did Lewis fall asleep?
No. He's there. He's almost asleep. Yeah. He did all that talking earlier.
I sleep less than Sonny does.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can pretty much message Lewis anytime, and next thing I know, he'll answer back.
Yeah, so they're both severely sleep deprived. That makes sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Are you saying it explains a lot?
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Yes.
You know what's always funny is that, and I don't have any record or anything like that against me, just so you guys know, okay? I literally have nothing.
She's pushing that narrative strong.
I always find it funny because people will usually say to me, like, because I'm always goofing off or joking around or being whatever, they're always like, "You're trouble," and I'm like, "You're right." For me, a lot of people in my life, "You're trouble." You know, I just like to have fun. Okay. Anyways, you guys, hey.
That's a true statement.
Yeah. You guys, Adam, you need to go get something to eat. Deb, I don't know what you need to do because this isn't bedtime for you yet. And me and Lewis, we know it's not bedtime for us yet. But I do have something very important to do tonight to do with Delphi. And so I need to get doing that for sure. Okay. And then go look at see if there's any more comments. Again, if anyone does have any comments towards It's a Crime and Shame, and like Callie said, hey, I don't really like a lot of deco stuff, but I kind of like more little words or something, nothing too out there.
Love you, Steph.
Yeah, so love you, Steph.
Good night, Carol.
We have Steffa back on too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, actually, who's Steffa? But anyway, So if anyone does then just feel free to go back to that video the other day, and you can leave that. Sunny, no record but recorded.
Record everything.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have anything to say? Lewis, do you have any last thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I appreciate you throwing those pictures up though, because it's not too loud out this way, so I think it needs a little more attention because it just happened last week, and once the time goes on, things get less and less attention. So
yeah.
I want to do a shout out to the some of these people here tonight. Kim Hook, thank you very much for your donation. Miss Dog Lover, considering you said you're in bed now, which I still don't believe you. Thank you very much for your donation. Kelly Aaron, thank you so much for your donation. Crimezilla, thank you as well for your donation tonight. Yeah, it is the end of the month too, isn't it? It's the last day. This is YouTube's cutoff day, is actually tonight. Marta Obalander, thank you so much for your donation tonight. And Candace West, that was from yesterday, actually, Candace West. But again, thank you so much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Please hit the thumbs up and give us some likes and shares, and if you could. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because like I said, we're so close to that 5,000 now. That's usually what happens, right? It slows down. Yeah. Make Adam's dreams come true. 169 watching. Okay, guys. So other than that, Jenny, you have a great night. Thank you so much. Jenny, I still need to look at those pictures. I know I do. And yeah, that it, guys?
That's it.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
So we'll see you on Sunday. I'll have to ask Alexa if she's doing Sunday. I'm not sure if she is. If not,
we need you the analysis on that letter.
I know. Come on.
Something tells me we want to do it by Tuesday.
Alexa. I'll push her. I'll be emailing her. If she's not watching right now, I'll be like, Alexa, put your ass. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I will. No. Okay, guys. True Crime Web, Journey, Jumpin' Jack Flash, Songsmith Deb, Never Silent, Peace. Thank you, Peace, always and the mods that take care and help out in the channel. That's always great of you guys. Carol, I'm just gonna bypass on you right now. Too much love for
Bye, Carol.
Yeah.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye, guys. You guys have a great night. Take care. Bye, Lisa. Lisa thinks she's funny.
Lisa is funny.
Lisa is funny.